When you need trusted electrical professionals, who do you turn to? Powering America's team of NECA and IBEW contractors can help. All of our electricians have 10,000 hours of on-the-job and classroom training to ensure the safety of your home or business electrical system. Licensed, bonded, and insured, drug-tested, and background checked. Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org for a complete list of contractors, experts in residential, commercial, industrial, voice, data, video, and renewable energy projects. Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org. Safely powering Northwest Indiana.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Valpo Sports Radio Network, the home of Beacon Athletics.
Screen from Tricky. Reedinger shoots a deep three. And he makes it! Preston Reedinger has given Valpo the lead with 1:15 to go.
From the game-winning touchdown to the last-second shot, the Valpo Sports Radio Network brings you every game for your Beacons.
Then kicks it back out to Brown. Brown puts up a three. That one drains in. Olivia Brown for three.
On air at 95.1 FM and streaming live at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the Kohl Center on the campus of Wisconsin University for tonight's women's basketball non-conference matchup featuring the visiting team on the scoreboard, the 3-13 Valparaiso Beacons, who are coached by Mary Evans, who's in her 5th season as a head coach at Valpo, and the home team, the 6-14 Wisconsin Badgers, who are coached by Marissa Mosley, who's in her 2nd season at Wisconsin University. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Zach Collins alongside Noah Godsell. We're just about 25 minutes away from the opening tip-off, and now we'll start here with the Northwest South Women's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Network on WVUR The Source 95, featured on the YouTube stream. Let's discuss the last game for the Beacons as Valpo lost in a second competition where they lost within another 30-point margin after losing to UNI. They then lost to the Bulldogs at the Knapp Center, 84-51. Really, no, the thing was Drake just didn't miss. They shot 54% from the field, and Valpo couldn't even really see the bottom of the net as they just shot 30% from the field against Drake. Olivia Brown was the only Beacon to hit double digits as she had 16 points, including 4 threes. Leah Ernest led Valpo with 5 rebounds, and Olivia Sims dished out 3 assists. Valpo also tried to limit their turnovers to 12 in that competition. If you remember, we talked about that in the pregame a little bit there. Even Mary Evans was trying to keep it under that 12 margin as well, but rather more than doubled that figure by committing 25 turnovers, which allowed Drake 24 points off of Beacon turnovers. they're really looking to limit their turnovers tonight and to just allow 4 points off of turnovers here in the Kohl Center. I mean, Noah, how can they do it against this Wisconsin team?
I mean, Valpo did a good job towards the beginning of that game against Drake, but they lost that focus after the first 5 minutes of that game. You have to stay focused the entire way and keep thinking about what's the game plan? What do we talk about before the game? How are we going to run this play? How are we going to be guarding this team? You just have to be reminding yourself constantly. Valpo had a good start against Drake in those first 5 minutes. Media timeout happens. Everything falls apart. You just got to maintain that mental focus.
And, I mean, one thing, too, we've seen with this Beacons team is they start off hot lately. I mean, really, in the beginning of the season, it was a slow start. They had to come back from, 9, 10, 11-point deficits. Now it's the Beacons getting into the second quarter, and really that's kind of where it's been getting them. How do they stay with that momentum throughout this game?
I mean, it's going to – I know I just said it, but
right.
It is going to come down to focus once again and knowing what plays you're running, focusing on running those plays. A big thing that Coach Evans has been emphasizing is real screens. So really setting hard screens to free up their players and not just kind of set these mock screens that can kind of throw the defense off or force a switch. She wants them to set hard screens and run these plays how they're designed to run, less of the slipping action and trying to find free space. Run them how they're designed. Don't try to improvise too much.
And we'll see how they do here in this competition tonight. But before that, we'd like to remind you that the Valpo Women's Basketball pregame show is brought to you by Calumet Brewing, Custodia Tractor, Wings, etc., Lecture Bone and Joint, Northwest Health, First Source Bank, Hungry Howie's, Culver's, IBEW, Royal Excursion, and Ticket Smarter. And once again, you're listening to the Northwest Health Women's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Network, featured on YouTube. Let's go into the series between the Badgers and the Beacons. Their first competition taking place December 13th, 1988. Wisconsin beat Valpo 79-52 in that contest, with the last competition actually taking place here in the Kohl Center. Kind of during the pandemic. It was a weird time, December 20th, 2020, and it was one heck of a game. It was an overtime win for Wisconsin, 89-82 over Valparaiso, but they competed the entirety of that competition. So looking even further to that last matchup, of course, an overtime loss. Only one current player on this current Valpo roster played in that competition, which was Leah Ernest, which she hit 11 points and snagged 4 rebounds here in her home state. Wisconsin is returning 2 players from that last competition in 2020, such as Julie Poshpishalova, and she's returning this competition. She's had one heck of a season. She did that year as well. Knocked down 23 points, pulled in 4 rebounds. Sarah Stapleton also played but did not score in that competition, but she pulled in 3 rebounds for the Badgers, had a good presence on the floor. Valpo's looking for their first win against a Big Ten team since December 6, 2020, when they won against Purdue in West Lafayette, and they actually have a chance to do here so tonight. And, Noah, with the Beacons and those big losses to both UNI and Drake, they're going to come in here playing a Big Ten team. Do you think that, there's any pressure put on this team, or do you think that this is a game that they see as winnable and they come into this competition ready to fight, or a little bit of fierce in them too?
I mean, this game is very much winnable. If we're taking a look at the RPI ranking, this is going to be Valpo's technically easiest game since they lost to UIC. Missouri State's ranked higher, Drake's ranked higher, UNI is ranked higher. So very much a winnable game for Valpo, and they just can't think about how they just lost by 30 and think about what they did when they have won games, when they have taken leads, and put that in a little time capsule and opening it back up today.
And, one thing, too, to look at, Drake was ranked 67th overall in the RPI rankings. Wisconsin's 100 places behind them, exactly at 167th. Valpo actually, after that loss, went up in the RPI rankings, which they went up by 8 places to 266 due to point totals, as well as, just staying within a game, because those teams are so highly ranked that they actually moved up with a loss, which is insane to even imagine, but that's how the RPI rankings work. But we'll talk into that further as when we return. We'll talk about the opponents of Wisconsin Badgers, the MVC Conference standings, keys to the game, and the starting lineups. And the tip-off of this contest will follow shortly after. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Valpo Women's Basketball right here on the Valpo Sports Network.
There's no need to fear. The First Source Bank mobile app is here. As fast as a mobile deposit. built to pay bills instantaneously, powered to balance budgets. And with a simple tap, a call is placed for that personal touch. All this power is disguised as a mild-mannered app on your phone, ready to fight for your financial freedom.
Hey, you! Don't do it! Don't take that job when you can have a career.
I'd love a career, but where?
At First Source Bank, we offer a variety of fulfilling career opportunities, schedule flexibility, good pay and benefits, educational opportunities for personal growth, and a chance to work with amazing people just like yourself. Join us.
Learn more at firstsource.com/careers. That's the number one, stsource.com. An equal opportunity employer. Male, female, disabled, veteran.
Why is Culver such a treat for so many families? Here's a hint. This treat is thick and creamy, and everyone can get it any way they like. Our fresh, frozen custard. We craft it in small batches throughout the day to make our guests stay. Shakes, cones, sundaes, concrete mixers, flavor of the day, oh, and the toppings.
Who says you can't please everyone? There's more than one way to dessert at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
TicketSmarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than TicketSmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. And we are back here at the Kohl Center alongside Noah Godsell. I'm Zach Collins. We'll continue here on our Northwest South Women's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Network, featured on YouTube. Let's take a look into the Valley and some of the upcoming games, which are brought to you by IBEW, the Powering America team of Northwest Indiana. This is actually the only current game where a Valley member is taking place here for women's basketball tonight. Of course, Valparaiso taking on Wisconsin. It's also the only Valley game where it's a non-conference opponent taking on a Valley opponent, as well as Valley play has already started as well. Looking on to Thursday, Drake's going to be taking on SIU at 6 o'clock, and UNI is going to be taking on Missouri State as well at 6 o'clock. That UNI-Missouri State game, one that I'm really looking forward to be able to see. That's going to be one heck of a matchup. The Panthers and the Missouri State Bears, two very, very good teams here in the Valley. Definitely looking forward to seeing how those two members are going to match up against one another in that competition. Looking at the last game for Wisconsin, they actually took on Penn State University at University Park and came home with a 74-69 loss to the Lions. They had 4 players scoring double figures of Julie Poshpishanlova, who led the team in her first double-double of the season, draining in 18 points and snatching 10 rebounds. Avery LaBarbera, no relation to former athletic director Mark LaBarbera, had 18 points, but was just short of the double-double with 7 rebounds in the game. Williams also had 12, and Schramek had 11 points in that competition to add onto the score sheet. Penn State's Tanya Thompson had 15 points in the fourth quarter alone, scoring 15 of the 27 points for the Lions in the fourth, and she had 27 points of her own in the competition, her season high. Wisconsin's looking to break their 3-game losing streak to the Beacons here tonight. Now, Noah, flip side from the other question before the break, how does Wisconsin take on this Beacons team and beat them here in this competition tonight?
I think they have to take advantage of their size. They're very large and able, and well, compared to Valpo, I mean, multiple players on this team over 6 foot, lots of size that can beat Valpo down low. They love feeding it into the post, and I think if they can catch Valpo not crashing in and stopping these inside shots, they're going to win this one pretty easy.
And, I mean, one thing we look at Wisconsin, too, they've got a lot of players in double digits, but you also have to look at it. They're scoring 9 more points per game. They're pulling in 4 more rebounds per game, and they've got 5 more assists per game. So they move the ball a lot more with this Badgers team. We're also seeing, kind of from what we've watched in a little bit of film, even with the team, Wisconsin likes to drive to the basket a lot. They're a mid-range shooting team. They're going to shoot the three. They've got a couple players who do shoot the three, but typically you'll see them kind of drive into the hoop, kick it out, get an easy mid-range jumper, kind of have that relation to fall through. I mean, really, you're able to be practicing with the team a lot, Noah. What's kind of one of the things that Mary Evans has stressed to her team, especially defensively?
I think it's a lot of making sure you know when to go over or under screens and really communicating on where you're going to be going, who you're going to be guarding. And I think we're going to see a lot of different defenses as well, just to kind of throw off that Wisconsin offense, because certain plays that they might want them to run, they can force them to do that by what type of defense they're going to be running.
And we'll see how they do here with that in this competition tonight. Let's look further into the Badgers as we have head coach Marissa Mosley. She's 14-35 overall in her second season here with the Badgers. She was actually with Boston University as a head coach, spent 9 seasons as an assistant coach at the University of Connecticut, so has a lot of experience with a team that, well, is probably one of the best teams to ever play women's college basketball. If we just take it as, a college overall, UConn just definitely one of the best overall. Has only been here for 2 seasons, so she had an 0-1 postseason record, lost to Illinois last season, a team that actually Valpo beat last season. So, kind of flips things.
Well, 2
seasons ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. But, kind of flip side of that, definitely you can see that Wisconsin's a beatable team. We'll see how this Beacons team comes in to take on this Badgers squad tonight. And also to look at as well, a few other things to note for the Badgers this season was that they took on 2 Valley teams back-to-back. They beat the Bradley Braves by over 50 with a final score of 103-49 against Bradley. Bradley a 3-16 record overall. I mean, really, overall, not much of a competition here with Wisconsin and Bradley. But what was a really good competition, they took on Valley best Illinois State, which the Redbirds came away with a win at home, 62-57. I mean, really, Noah, Valpo's going to be playing Illinois State in their next competition. That's coming up just this Friday, 2 days away from now. This game really seems like it's going to be judgmental on how Valpo's going to play against Illinois State.
Well, it gives a comparing point,
right?
I guess, but Illinois State, a very, very solid team as well. Another one of those that's ranked higher than Wisconsin is in the rankings. But I think it's interesting to see how Valpo's going to hold up against this Wisconsin team leading into this game against Illinois State. That's going to be a big one on Friday.
And looking at it as well, we have to take a look at the conference standings, which are brought to you by First Source Bank. Strong, stable, local, personal banking. That's First Source Bank. And, of course, as I mentioned before, leading the Valley overall is Illinois State, 13-5 on the season, 7-1 in the Valley with a 6-game winning streak for the Redbirds. UNI, they're 7-1 overall in the Valley as well, 12-5 on the season. They're on a 4-game winning streak. And Drake right behind them, 6-2 overall, 11-5 overall, 6-2 in the Valley. And Missouri State right behind in that 4th place, 5-3 in Valley play. One of those losses to the Valparaiso Beacons as well, and 10-7 overall. We have to look at it too, no. I mean, Valpo would be taking on Missouri State, UNI, and Drake pretty much all in a row if they didn't be taking on this Wisconsin team. I mean, that's a tough schedule. And they even have a tough schedule to be taking on Illinois State. And hopefully, they got a Bradley game coming up 2 days after that competition. So they're playing a lot of games where, you don't get too much rest, you don't get too much practice in. Really, you just have to trust in your teammates to come onto the floor.
Yeah, Valpo having a very, very tough stretch at the moment. I'm sure they're just waiting for that game against Bradley on Sunday. Bradley, I believe, in the bottom 5 in the country for Division I of basketball teams. But I think Valpo's going to go in every game thinking that they're going to win, and I believe that they think that they have a chance in every single game. Obviously, they're taking on some talented teams, but we saw them take down a very talented team as well in Missouri State.
I mean, Missouri State, they're number 4 in the Valley overall. I mean, they were a few seasons ago one of the Valley regular season champs. I mean, they were just a phenomenal team in women's basketball, and they still got a lot of really good pieces. They just played some good games really overall, and they've lost some of the tight ones, especially against Valparaiso. Finishing off with some of the standings, sitting in the number 5 spot is Belmont, 5-3 in the Valley and 9-10 their overall record. They've been playing some good conference play, but when it came to the non-conference, they really struggled early in the season. Murray State 4-4 in the Valley, 11-6 overall. SIU 7-10 overall. They're also 4-4. UIC, Evansville, and Indiana State all sitting at 3-5 in the Valley. UIC 11-8 overall. They're on a 2-game losing streak as they've also played some tough games as well. And looking at it, Valparaiso sitting in the number 11 spot, 1-7, 13-3 overall, and Bradley right behind them at the bottom, 0-8 in conference play, 3-16 overall, an 11-game winning streak for the Braves. I mean, they're kind of in a rebuilding stage right now at Bradley. They're trying to get some pieces put together, and every once in a while when you have a rebuilding stage, it's going to take some time to get back on the track of things. And, you know, there's always got to be a team that's sitting at the bottom. Bradley's just that team currently right now.
Yeah, I mean, Bradley having a tough stretch. They had a tough season last year. They're just trying to find those right pieces and trying to get that one recruit that's going to turn the team around. But obviously not quite clicking for them at the moment, sitting at 3-16 on the season, 0-8 in conference.
And, you know, one thing, too, to mention, Noah, before we get into the keys of the game, Indiana State, you know, they started off a little bit higher this season. They were kind of hot in the beginning in non-conference play. Now that they've hit the conference, 3-5, 8-9 overall. So, you know, they've been trying to struggle to get it back and itch their way back up there. They played some tough non-conference opponents, but really no one that's, you know, the big, you know, oh, we beat a Big Ten team, we beat an ACC team, nothing like that. And another team, you know, kind of to look at as well, we thought Belmont would come into this season and really just dominating the Valley overall, but we've seen, you know, 4 Valley members, or, you know, Valley members who were current Valley members before Belmont, who have really just been the top 4 overall, and they've been the last 4 for pretty much the last 3 seasons overall. I mean, even including Illinois State, just a dominant team with that Redbird squad.
Yeah, Illinois State's been a surprising one. No one really expected them to be this high at this time, as they lost a bunch of their key pieces last season, but obviously just replaced those right away, and they're having a great year. And you and I and Drake both looked great from the games that we were at, but and Missouri State having a typical great season as well. Just the typical Valley dominant teams, those top 4 always seem to be up top. Illinois State went to the tournament last year, and they're hoping to do it again.
They're really hoping to do it again, and I mean, really, they can do it again with how they've been performing so far this season. Let's look into the keys of the game, which are brought to you by Royal Excursion, a travel partner of Valparaiso Athletics. Looking into Wisconsin for the home team at first, really guard the high point. If you guard the high point, top of the key, that's going to be where they're going to be throughout this Beacons team so far in this game. Really, they guard inside that three-point perimeter. Push out a little bit. That'll pressure Valpo to push out, and really that's where Wisconsin's defense has been very dominant so far. Screen mid-range and pulling offensive rebounds. Valpo's bad about allowing offensive rebounds for the opposing team. If they continue to dominate as Wisconsin has this season, they'll just go in there and grab a ton of boards here in this competition tonight. Valpo on the opposite side, guard the mid-range shot, and really don't allow the switch up high. No, Mary Evans was talking about they don't want to allow the switch in terms of where your defense is switching players at the top of the key. They want to stay with that player, play that man-to-man, play tight, and protect the passing lane. Really, Valpo, they protected the passing lane against Drake in the first quarter, but really didn't do so throughout the rest of the game. If they do that here tonight against Wisconsin, I think they can pull in a win.
Yeah, I completely agree. And another big thing that Mary Evans emphasized for the defense, keeping the heels on the three-point line. Don't pressure up too far because Wisconsin can hit open threes, but you can't focus on it too much.
We'll see how that does here in this competition tonight as we pause for the national anthem. And that was the national anthem played by the Wisconsin Pep Band. And, man, what a band it is. I mean, they're all dressed up in sweaters and everything over there. That's probably the most professional pep band you're going to see in college athletics.
Yeah, they're one of the best in the country, and they've been known for that for quite some time.
And, of course, let's look into the starting lineups for this contest. We'll, of course, look at the Beacons before starting things out with the Badgers. Number 2, Olivia Brown will be starting for the Beacons. Number 3, Ava Interante. Number 4, Elise Pitts. Number 22, Leah Ernest. And number 32, Maya Dunson. They're, of course, coached by Mary Evans in her 5th season overall as the Valpo head coach. Those starting lineups always brought to you by Northwest Health. Schedule an appointment tonight at mycarenorthwesthealth.com. And they're going to be playing the introduction here at Wisconsin and giving you one heck of a light show, too, here. Noah, you almost seem like a little kid on Christmas when you wake up in the morning.
This is very impressive.
It's impressive. I can't. It is beyond impressive for what they can be able to do here at these facilities. And, I mean, wow. You even get the Badger mascot sitting out on the floor as well. I mean, you get Beacon and Blaze. I mean, Beacon and Blaze are one heck of a matchup against that as well.
Yeah, Beacon and Blaze, one of the best in the country.
Definitely.
Changed my mind. You know, Bucky Badger's pretty iconic, but I'm a big Beacon and Blaze fan, Zach.
Me as well, Noah. Let's get into the starting lineups for the Wisconsin Badgers. They're going to be starting number 3, Brooke Shermeck. They're going to be starting number 5, Julie Poshpishalova. They're going to be starting number 11, Maddie Wilkie. Number 12, Avery LaBarbara. And number 25, Sarah Williams, of course. They're coached by Marissa Mosley in her 2nd season with Wisconsin. One thing to mention, too, you know, Valpo, they're really looking to stop number 5, Julie Poshpishalova here in this competition. She's averaging 12.8 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, and 4 assists per game. She's also shooting 37% from the field. She's taken 250 shots so far this season, Noah. I mean, just insane numbers. You look at Valpo's side, really, there's only a couple players, 3 players who've shot over 100 for the Beacons versus the opposite side when you look to Wisconsin. And, I mean, it's just kind of insane of how good she has been. She's a senior. She's coming with a 2022 honorable mention, the All-Big Ten. I mean, just a phenomenal player on the floor. How does Valpo stop her in this competition tonight?
I mean, I think it's going to be similar to what we saw with Maya McDermott from UNI. She's always looking to penetrate. She's got a great mid-range shot, very dangerous at the rim as well. And I think another one, too, Sarah Williams, going to be getting a lot of touches down low. She has a very good ability to pass the ball and kick it out as well. So she has good vision on the court, but she's going to be getting a lot of touches from Poshpishalova as well.
And we'll see how they do in this competition tonight, as Poshpishalova, pretty much one of the only players who had played on this Wisconsin team and who made a really big impact in that last game against Valparaiso. And really, we kind of saw Leah Ernest start to sprite up a lot early in her career with the 11-point game. Leah Ernest to speak of as well, averaging 10.7 points per game, 7.8 rebounds per game, shooting 51% from the field. Leah Ernest has been an impactful player, really against UNI and Drake. Didn't have too much of an impact, but against UIC, man, Leah Ernest was playing one heck of a matchup.
Yeah, Leah Ernest is definitely the one to look for here. She's going to come into this one a little bit more motivated. She's from Wisconsin, the only Wisconsinite on this team at the moment. And, you know, growing up, being someone from Wisconsin myself, something you always dream of is playing for Wisconsin.
Right.
And obviously she didn't go to Wisconsin. She goes to Valpo. And I think she's looking to see this as some sort of way to prove herself, like, hey, I can play at this level. Like, yes, I love being at Valpo. I love playing at this school, but I'm just telling you, you missed your opportunity.
We'll see here tonight as Valpo's wearing their white uniforms here on the road. Bit of a difference with gold trim, brown lettering. Wisconsin, their alternative black uniforms with white trim and red lettering. Wisconsin will be going from left to right, Valparaiso from right to left, as the Badgers are starting things off here. Ball is contained by Shermeck. She kicks it far side of the floor to Poshpishalova, who loses control and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Elise Pitts right there to affect that pass, going off of Poshpishalova's fingertips, and it goes out of bounds. Elise Pitts, a fiend on the defense, and we saw it early in this game already.
We're going to be really getting used to saying Pospisilova throughout the remainder of this contest here tonight. Been a very impactful player for this Badger squad this season as Leah Ernest controls on the right wing. Ball bounces off her foot and will be picked up by Ava Interante. 7 left on the shot clock. Ernest drives baseline, kicks out at the point, controlled by Pitts. Now goes left arc in the corner for Olivia Brown for 3. That can't fall through. And Wisconsin now with the basketball. Pospisilova contains it, kicks over near side to LaBarbera. Cross court to Wilkie in the corner for 3 is no good. Wisconsin's Wilkie not able to knock that one down. We're still at 0-0 here in this competition. 8:55 left to go in the first quarter. Maya Dunson controls far side of the floor in the far arc. Now goes near arc to Elise Pitts. Kicks back right wing. Olivia Brown at the point, controlled by Ava Interante, who kicks left side to Maya Dunson. Back to Ernest, swings it over to Olivia Brown on the right arc. 5 on the shot clock, contained by Ava Interante with the drive-in. Kicks in the right block to Ernest. She tries putting up a shot. However, just goes out of bounds. Looked like she kind of just fell to the floor, Noah.
Yeah, she was looking to get the foul there. That was a clean shot contest / block. Not quite sure what they ruled it there, but clean play. No one scoring so far early in this one.
Wisconsin controlling here once again. Pospisilova moves over towards the far side. They kick it into the post. She's at the right block, contained by Maya Dunson. Off the glass, falls through, puts Wisconsin up at a 2-0 lead. 8:05 left to go here in the first quarter.
Sarah Williams scoring through a triple team. That shows the strength and size that she has down low.
Ernest contains at the point, gets it to Pitts, who swings it over to Olivia Brown in the far corner. She contains into the paint, kicks out for Dunson, who hands it off overside to the left to Olivia Brown. Kick inside, now a sweep out towards Leah Ernest. Far corner, slams it in for the three-pointer.
Leah Ernest shot the 3 ball well in non-conference. Once she got to conference play, she's only been shooting 10% from 3. Good to see one fall for her.
3-2 lead here for the Beacons as Wisconsin contains. Williams with the mid-range jumper is no good. Rebound pulled in by Elise Pitts of the Beacons, who gets it to Olivia Brown. Kick back to Pitts. Swings to Ernest, who kicks it to Interante for 3 with the bank. It's in.
Cha-ching! Bank is open on a Wednesday night, Zach.
Well, at least it's not Sunday. Wisconsin taking a shot just short is LaBarbera right off the front of the iron. Valpo with a 6-2 lead, 7 minutes left to go here in the first quarter as Leah Ernest contains inside, gets fouled. She'll go to the line for repair.
Ernest taking in a lot of contact early in this one. Great to see the aggression to the hoop early in this game. It's going to get her 2 free throws.
Foul's going to be called on Wisconsin's number 5, Julie Pospisilova, her first and the team's first year of this competition. As Leah Ernest is shooting 60% from the foul line, she makes the first this season.
Yeah, Leah Ernest has been struggling from the free throw line this season, but recently she's been hitting them. At practice, she's been hitting them. So being able to translate it to a game is a very different story than practice. But so far, after hitting that second one there, I haven't seen her miss one in a while.
Leah Ernest making them both at the foul line. 8-2 Beacons lead. Badgers with the basketball. Pospisilova with the kick in, high right elbow. Tries to kick it outside as Williams, and a takeaway as Interante gets a hand right in the passing lane. Ball now contained by Ava Interante. Finds an open lane, puts up a shot with the floater, rolls around the rim, can't fall in.
Great look for Interante. Not a lot of inside presence, so it's good to see her take those attempts because they're going to fall eventually.
Pospisilova tried to kick it to Williams, who just goes right out of bounds. I guess she thought that Williams, sitting at 6'4", might have been 7'4" with that last pass.
Yeah, you know, Wisconsin, I don't think I've ever seen a woman basketball player that is 7'4". There's a couple out there.
There's probably a couple out there.
Side. Oral Roberts has one of them. Connor Vanover.
Wow, I did not realize he's 7'4".
7'5", actually.
What it must be like. I'm at 5'8". Elise Pitts also at 5'8", contains the basketball, goes to Interante, back to Pitts at the point. Kicks it left wing to Ava Interante. Kicks right wing for Brown. 7 on the shot clock. Brown contains. In the right corner to Leah Ernest, who goes cross court. Try to get it to Katie Byer, but with an Aaron Rodgers pass, it goes out of bounds.
Very funny because Aaron Rodgers plays for the Wisconsin football team, but just a little wild with the one-handed pass.
I'm happy you picked up on my reference. Wisconsin with the basketball. Tip away as she strips it is Leah Ernest. Continues down the floor, off the glass, up and in for Leah Ernest, which is going to force Wisconsin to take a timeout. 10-2 lead here for the Beacons as we are going to, looks like we're going to take just a 30-second timeout.
You know, Zach, I didn't even realize that it was 10-2. I looked up at the scoreboard, and I turned to you. I put 10 fingers up. I put 2 fingers up because I did not realize that was the score already. I mean, great defense from Valpo so far, forcing a lot of turnovers. Wisconsin already at 4 minutes into this game, and great defense at the rim as well. Valpo getting a lot of good looks. Leah Ernest coming out with some fire so far.
I mean, we've seen Ernest come out into this game, and it seems like she's happy to be back here in Wisconsin. 7 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. I mean, so far, she's just playing her lights out so far here against this Badgers team. I mean, she gets a strip away at the point, drives down the hardwood, and just puts up an easy layup. I mean, that's kind of the Leah Ernest we saw in the last game against Wisconsin, but she sure didn't have 7 points in the early 4 minutes of this competition as well.
Yeah, she had 11 in that entire game. She's been looking to take the ball to the hoop aggressively, drawing a lot of contact and drawing a lot of these, drawing a foul as well so far early in this game. And Valpo just looks fired up. The bench looks fired up. They seem fired up on defense. The offense is a little bit concerning for me so far. A lot of standing around, and late in the shot clock trying to get into the hoop. But so far, it's working out for Valpo. It's 10-2.
I mean, one of the bigger focuses for this Valpo team really was kind of striving on their defense rather than looking at their offensive side. And we've really seen that already here tonight. But before we get things going back up and over again, tonight's broadcast of Valpo Women's Basketball is brought to you by Culver's. Enjoy the Culver's Deluxe, layered with real Wisconsin cheese, crisp lettuce, ripe tomatoes, pickles, sweet red onion, and our signature mayo. It's topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun. It's our butter burger at its best. Welcome to Delicious. And one thing to mention, too, before the teams take the floor here once again, Valpo, they're on a 10-0 run, Noah. I mean, Valpo, it's just the defense that has got them in games, and really that's what kept them with Missouri State was their good defense. They were making baskets off of the defense turnovers that they were drawing.
Yeah, Wisconsin hasn't put up a good shot yet. There's been no good looks for the Badgers, and hopefully Valpo can keep it up here and keep that energy after this timeout.
The Barbara with the handoff to Poshpishinova, bounce pass up high at the left elbow. The takeaway on the inside. Elise Pitts able to pick that one up as Pitts will cross the timeline. Signals with her left hand.
We saw that play in film this morning, and Valpo defended it perfectly.
That's one thing that Mary Evans really stressed was that specific play to take away the passing lane on the inside. They do so there. Brown with a kick out, right wing three-pointer. Just off the back iron. Leah Ernest trying to pull in a rebound. She falls to the floor. Jump ball is going to be called. Possession error going Valpo's way.
Great aggression from Leah Ernest. 3 people around her. She was probably the shortest one in that group and still comes down with that rebound. Jump ball called as she did get swarmed, had to go down to the ground, but able to cover it up and get the jump ball call.
100% one of the shortest ones there. And Sanaya Copeland checking in, the 5'7" freshman for the Badgers. Ball contested here. Controlled by Elise Pitts. Kicks right side to Katie Byer, who transitions in. In the paint, right block, puts up a shot, falls in for Katie Byer.
Something we haven't seen from Katie Byer a lot this season. Incredible footwork and touch at the rim, and we saw it right there.
Byer, just impressive footwork, really, to even mention. And the little touch with the fingertips at the end, just put it up and in. Pass inside goes to Shermeck. She gets fouled as she goes up for the shot. She'll go to the line for a pair. Foul's going to be on number 3, Ava Intrante, her first and the team's first.
Oh, it looked like Katie Byer should have been called for the foul there. I didn't really see Ava in on that one. Looked like there was some contact on the arm. The shot went up and the ball did not really go up at all, and the ball definitely was not touched.
I really didn't think so, but, you know, one thing is officials are going to see more than we are over here, but she gets called for the foul. Shermeck makes them both, shooting 86% on the season as she makes them both. 12-4, 4:38 left to go here in this first quarter. Allie Saunders checked in here for the Beacons. Katie Bauer controls the basketball. She goes cross court, far side. Brown, who kicks to Bauer, who swings it right back to Olivia Brown. Brown continues, gets it to Saunders, who hands off to Katie Bauer. Saunders, Bauer swings it right side to Olivia Brown. 5 on the shot clock, bounce pass inside. Leah Ernest kick out, Interante in the corner. That's no good from downtown. Rebound pulled in by Allie Saunders, who kicks it to Brown. Cross court goes to Interante for 3. Can't make that one either. 2 from the same spot. Interante, both good looks and very close.
Yeah, that second one was halfway down as well.
Shermeck with the kick to LaBarbara. Continues to dribble. Right side. Who kicks it? Top of the key. Beautiful shot by Poshpishalova. Wasn't able to get that one in. Had to look for the number for just a second. Had a coach in front of me. Ernest controls at the point. Goes to Saunders in between the circles. Swings it around to Interante. Kicks it back to Bauer, who throws it to Ernest, who then bounce passes it to Brown. Saunders controls, tries to go cross court, and a takeaway by Poshpishalova for the Badgers. She finds Copeland with a handoff. Poshpishalova for 3. Nothing but net for Julie Poshpishalova. 12-7 lead. Wisconsin's trying to itch their way back into this game. 3:08 left to go in the first.
Yeah, pushing the pace and got an open look. That's where Valpo has been struggling in that fast break defense. When Wisconsin has been pushing the pace, Valpo has been struggling.
Valpo continuing to just move the basketball around the perimeter as it's controlled by Saunders, who swings it to Ernest. They're really trying to look for an inside look. We'll see what Ernest can do on this inside. She's with the reversal underneath the basket. Can't make that one up and in. Wisconsin now with the possession. LaBarbara goes cross court, far side. Copeland for 3 for the Badgers is no good. Allie Saunders for the Beacons pulling in the rebound. 2:33 left to go. 12-7 lead here for the Beacons. Ernest trying to go to Brown on the swing. Takeaway here from LaBarbara. Easy right hand open layup for Avery LaBarbara, up and in. Valpo's lead now devastated to just a 3-point lead here for the Beacons.
Valpo has to lock back in. 7-0 run for the Badgers and multiple careless turnovers in that run as well.
Really, the defense is there, but it's just the offensive turnovers that have really impacted the defensive transition here for the Beacons as Olivia Brown controls the basketball at the point. Tries to go to Allie Saunders. Looked like Brown got hit in the hand. She was kind of looking for that, but she's not going to get anything called as Jada Johnson, Olivia Sims, and Elise Pitts will all check in here for Valpo.
Yeah, this is a much-needed platoon swap. Some new legs, some new faces, and a new attitude as well, as Valpo needs to stop this Wisconsin run.
And we'll see if it's a new and improved defense, as Elise Pitts, one of the better defenders for the Beacons, is here in this competition on the floor. Pass inside in the paint, just a miss attempt by Schremek. Good defense by the Beacons, able to make her kind of fade away with that little jump shot that she kind of had with the one-hander. Wasn't able to make that one up and in. Valpo with the possession here at the point is Pitts. She kicks top right elbow to Bauer. Puts off the glass, can't fall through. And a rebound pulled in by Wilkie. She tries to go down the floor and a takeaway from Allie Saunders. She's got a 1-on-2 operation here. Spins off the glass, can't fall through as it bounces off the back of the iron.
A little too impatient there for Saunders.
Poshpishalova tries with the left-hander. Can't fall up and in. Schremek getting the rebound. Goes up, gets fouled.
Wisconsin really trying to look to push the pace now, and Valpo starting to look uncomfortable as the Badgers trying to claw their way back.
Katie Bauer being called for the foul, her first, team second. Maya Dunson checking in here for Valpo. And really, Wisconsin has been successful this season in their range of their 6 wins so far. It's because of their speed on the floor, as at the line, Schremek makes the first. She's perfect from the foul line so far here tonight. But really, they've been pushing the pace in their last games, and that's where their success has landed.
Yeah, for sure. And Valpo has struggled all season long with the fast break defense and allowing too many fast break points as well. As we said before, looking to allow only 4 fast break points from Wisconsin, and they already have 7 today.
Valpo now only up by 1 as Wisconsin is on a 9-0 run. 12-11, Beacons lead by 1, 1:03 left to go here in this first quarter, as we're itching down to the seconds as Saunders is at the point. To Sims, swings it to Dunson. Dunson looks inside, can't find anything, transitions right side as she dribbles. Hands it off to Johnson at the left arc. Kicks it to the near corner to Allie Saunders, who gets it to Olivia Sims. Sims transitions over, kicks into Johnson. She's going to have to take up a shot, puts up a floater. That's no good. And a rebound pulled in by Sarah Williams of the Badgers. Ball goes down the floor to Copeland at the point, who kicks down to Williams. She tries spinning, puts up the left hand, falls through. Wisconsin here with their second time leading in this game. Their first lead, just a 2-0 lead. Now up 13-12. Just 20 seconds remain here in this first quarter.
Valpo needs to look to score here. Almost 5-minute scoring drought now for the Beacons.
Saunders with a handoff to Olivia Sims. Tries to go near side to Elise Pitts. And a touch away for a second by Ronnie Porter, who kicks to Sims on the far side. She steps out of bounds.
Looked like they might got it for a travel as well. Shuffled the feet on the gather for the shot.
3.2 seconds left to go here. I thought she was out of bounds and travel at the same time. Probably did both. Travel being called before. Inbound goes to Pospisilova. As she's coming down the floor, gets fouled. Foul's going to be, looks to be on Jada Johnson.
Yeah, foul was on Johnson. Reached in, got a little too aggressive on the defensive end. Trying to avoid that last shot.
That was Johnson's first inbound, and a missed shot by Ronnie Porter is going to end this first quarter. We've got one heck of a ball game for you here. Beacons had an early start. Let's see if they can keep up their ways throughout this competition. 13-12, Wisconsin leads as we're going to head to a media timeout. We'll be right back here in 60 seconds from Van Wagner. This is the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Birthday parties, vacations, family reunions. We've all had to postpone important activities, but taking care of your health isn't something you should put off. Wellness visits and screenings can identify health issues in the earliest stages when they're most treatable. And Northwest Medical Group is taking extra precautions to provide a safe and clean environment. We're committed to helping you stay well, and we offer both telehealth and in-person visits. Schedule an appointment today at mycarenorthwesthealth.com.
Preferred 4-1 over any other orthopedic practice in the region, Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute offers the specialized bone, joint, and muscle care needed to keep you in motion. Our world-class providers serve as the official team physicians for Valparaiso University, and we have proudly delivered specialized, experienced care throughout Northwest Indiana for more than 50 years. To learn more about Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute, visit lbji.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. The 2023 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Tournament hits a hardwood at Vibrant Arena at the Mark Center, March 9th through the 12th in Moline, Illinois. Buy your all-session tickets to Hoops in the Heartland tonight and save $20 just by calling 219-464-5233 or order online at ValpoAthletics.com. Get your tickets and experience Hoops in the Heartland. We're back here in the Kohl Center. I'm Zach Dowd sitting alongside Noah Godsell on our YouTube online-only broadcast here for WVUR as the men's game is taking place in just about 10 minutes. One thing to mention here, Noah, Valpo was on to a good run. They had a 10-0 run at one point in this game. Wisconsin kind of turning the tides here. They had a 9-0 run going into the end of this first quarter. How does Valpo get back on their pace?
Gotta lock in, realize what you did in that first 5 minutes. Didn't turn over the ball, played smart on offense, was aggressive enough on defense to cause these turnovers, but instead Valpo started turning over the ball. They started allowing Wisconsin to get into transition, not slowing them down at all, letting Wisconsin get comfortable and come back and take the lead back.
And I mean, one thing, Wisconsin's just been smart with how they've been passing the basketball, and really they're just going down low, allowing the defenders to collapse down low, underneath the basket in the paint, and then they're kicking out and getting an easy mid-range jumper. We'll see if Valpo fixes things here, especially on their defensive side as well as their offensive side as well here in this second quarter as Maddie Wilkie contains the basketball for the Badgers. Puts up a spin move, falls in, nothing but net for Maddie Wilkie. Now a 15-12 three-point lead here for Wisconsin.
Wilkie with the size advantage there on Interante and taking advantage of that to get the bucket.
Ernest, who swings it left arc to Olivia Brown. Kicks it in the near corner to Interante. Swings it back to Brown, who then throws to Leah Ernest. Pitts contains on the right arc. Looks inside to Interante. She's at the high right elbow. Kicks far side. Tries to look. Kicks out for Pitts. She's going to have to offer up a shot, but Pitts not aware of the shot clock. Picks up a shot clock violation.
Wisconsin switched to a man on that man defense on that possession, and Valpo looked lost. No one is moving off the ball.
I don't think really anyone was ready for the man-to-man defense. They thought it was going to be the zone because you could see they're trying to get it to Interante to kind of swing out the zone and spread out the players. However, they were not able to as Wisconsin has the basketball. Copeland drains a three from downtown. Sanaya Copeland only came into this game averaging a point a contest. Leah Ernest for the Beacons contains, but the swing out from downtown is no good by Olivia Brown as she airballs that basketball. Wilkie with the pass to Copeland. With the kick out to Wilkie once again. Goes cross court near side for Avery LaBarbera, right on the outside of the perimeter. Inside for Williams, who tries kicking out for Copeland once again. Picked up by Wilkie. Inside pass for Williams is up and in on the left block side.
Great job by the Badgers to keep that one in control, avoiding the almost turnover and allowing themselves to get a bucket.
20-12 lead here. Badgers up by 8. 8:05 left to go here in this second quarter. Brown to Dunson. Dunson looks, kicks back out for Pitts, who contains it to Ava Interante, the near corner. Dunson with the containment at the point, kicks it to Ernest. Left arc, she puts up a shot fake, tries to go in. Jump ball's going to be called, but I don't know if it was before the shot clock went off, Noah, but it looks like the officials...
They're going to call a shot clock.
Yeah.
Valpo now on a 7-minute scoring drought after having a 12-0 run. Just not what the Beacons want to see at all. Is it just continuing the theme that we've seen all season?
Those second quarter woes really put the Beacons in a tough spot here, and really kind of the end of the first quarter woes have put them in a tough spot as Wilkie tries going up. She gets fouled. That's going to be on Ava Interante. That'll be Interante's second and the team's first of the quarter.
Interante getting a little too aggressive. These refs have been very tight at the hoop, bringing your arms down on the contest when they're going up for shots, and Interante just swatted with the arm.
Maddie Wilkie at the line. She makes the first, shooting 81% coming into this competition tonight. 22 of 27 so far this season, putting at 23 of 28 and making them both at the foul line. 22-12, 10-point lead here for Wisconsin. 7:35 left to go here in the second quarter. I mean, one thing, Noah, Valpo just has to come down the floor, contain the basketball, and really that's where their success is going to lie.
What Valpo needs to do is end this 20-0 Wisconsin run.
That's probably the best advice you could possibly give is Brown swings it to Elise Pitts. Drives in, left block, pump fake by Brown. Dribbles, kicks, Dunson, near side from downtown is no good. Rebound pulled in by Avery LaBarbera as she comes down the floor with speed. Penetrating down the floor, kicks it to Porter, who then goes to Wilkie, left arc. Back to Porter, far side of the floor at the perimeter. Puts up a three. That's no good. Elise Pitts able to pull in a rebound.
Good job by Valpo slowing down the transition offense for Wisconsin, forcing them to get into their offense.
Ava Interante at the point. Goes right arc to Olivia Brown. Contains in with the left-hander. Off the glass is no good, but she gets fouled on the attack. The foul is going to be on number 11, Maddie Wilkie, her first and the team's first for the Badgers.
Can Brown end the scoreless drought of 8 minutes and 17 seconds?
We'll have to see, as Mary Evans also making a change. Ella Van Welden checking in for Maya Dunson. Brown going to the foul line here, and she makes the first.
I like the move of putting Van Welden in this scenario. It would be very hard for her to guard Sarah Williams, but now that Williams is out, it allows Van Welden to get in and some more scoring opportunities for Valpo with her ability to shoot the three.
Brown able to knock them both down. Wisconsin still with an 8-point lead, 6:35 left to go here in the second quarter. LaBarbera with a kick to Luzinger. Luzinger on the right arc, who goes to Poshpishalova. Looks inside, tries offering up a shot. missed by Shermeck of the Badgers. Leah Ernest able to pick up the basketball and gets it to Elise Pitts. She's at the right wing. Kicks out for Ernest at the point. Now left wing for Van Welden, who goes to Brown. Kicks it to Leah Ernest. Drives in, baseline, underneath the basket. Offers up a pump fake off the shot. Rolls around the rim, just bounce on the back of the iron. Wouldn't fall through.
Yeah, I just could not get the roll there. That one sat on the rim for over a second.
From another state is no good by Poshpishalova. That'll knock that one down.
That was from Illinois.
You know, I was thinking more of an Iowa shot.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Illinois maybe the next one. Valpo's in the Illinois side. We'll do that. Interante to Brown at the point. Goes cross court to Leah Ernest on the far side of the floor. Kicks it to Brown. Brown looked to Van Welden, who goes to Elise Pitts, cross side of the floor. Kicks out for Van Welden. She's going to have to take a shot. Kicks out Interante for three. That's no good. And a rebound pulled in by Avery LaBarbera. LaBarbera to Lazinger from downtown. No good. Elise Pitts able to snag a rebound.
Yeah, great job by Pitts to jump up there and snag that with one hand.
Ernest on the inside. Shot's not going to count as that one did fall through, but a foul's going to be called before. That's going to land on Wisconsin's number 24, Natalie Lazinger, her first and the team's second. 5:04 left to go, 22-14. Wisconsin leads over the Beacons.
Leah seems to have Wisconsin's number. A lot of fakes on the perimeter and inside. They just can't really seem to stop her on the inside.
Pitts from the far baseline inbounds to Leah Ernest, who's on the far side of the floor now, contains it by Olivia Sims. Dribbles in, now dribbles out, goes to Leah Ernest on the far side of the floor, puts up a floater off the glass, and a blocking foul for the and one.
Setting up a little bit too late there. Did not give Leah Ernest the time to get out of the way. That's why the blocking foul was called. Looked like she was set, but Leah's going to get the and one.
Maddie Wilkie being called for the foul for Wisconsin, which will head us to a media timeout. 22-16, 4:51 left to go. Valpo's looking to get back on the pace here, but we'll take a break. See you in 60 seconds right here on the Valpo Sports Network.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Experience all that John Deere has to offer at Castonia Tractor. Visit us online at castrac.com, castrac.com.
There are sports bars everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning jumbo wings, bigger beers, and better food and drink values all week long. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. We're so much more than wings. Enjoy wraps, salads, subs, seafoods, quesadillas, amazing appetizers, and awesome daily lunch food and drink specials. And now, when you can't eat here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub at 501 North Silhavy in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Hey, Valpo sports fans, Wings Etc. Grill and Pub, located at 501 North Silhavy and East Chicago Street, has lunch specials featuring wings, burgers, wraps, rib tips, and more at amazing lunch prices. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by and visit them today. Can't dine in? Order online at togo.wingsetc.com. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Valparaiso. We're back here at the University of Wisconsin. I'm Zach Collins sitting alongside Noah Godsell. Noah, Valpo started to itch their way back into this. What's been their success?
I think they just got back to what was working for them. A lot of milking the clock, just trying to get it down to the last second. And Leah Ernest really seems to be feeling it with these moves on the perimeter, these fakes, pump fakes. Wisconsin really seems to be falling for them, and has been able to finish at the rim so far. One of them didn't count because there's a foul call on the floor. And she's also had some better looks where she just did not quite get the roll. So let's see if Leah can continue to be more involved in this game.
Ernest with 9 points in this game, 3 of 6 from the field. She's looking to add on a point here after the and one before we headed into the media timeout. 22-16. Badgers still up top the Beacons here in this competition. Ernest can't finish off the three-point play. Rebound pulled in by Julie Poshpishalova of the Badgers, who then gets it to Ronnie Porter. Hands it off to Copeland, who then kicks it to Poshpishalova at the point. Foul is going to be called on Leah Ernest. Got a little bit too handsy with Poshpishalova at the point.
Yeah, when you extend your arms straight out in front of you and make contact, that's going to be called every single time.
Inbound from Poshpishalova right in front of us here on the near side. Goes in, now contained here by Copeland on the Badgers, who gets it to Porter. Porter continues near side, tries going down to the paint with a kick out. 4-3 is no good by Maddie Wilkie. Valpo able to pull in a rebound. 4:20 left to go, 22-16 Badgers lead. Pitts looks inside, tries to find Leah Ernest, spins with a kick out to Pitts, who then kicks to Brown. Brown with the transition in, off the glass, falls in, through, and that's good. 22-18. Valpo's starting to come back within this one.
Beautiful little floater layup-like thing for Olivia Brown.
Poshpishalova tried offering up a shot in the paint, and Ernest able to get the rebound. Pitts tries going to Van Welden, who kicks to Sims in the near corner. However, Olivia Sims steps out of bounds.
Yeah, just got the toes right on that white line on the near sideline.
Olivia Sims, really, that's kind of been a thing we've seen a lot this season. She's in the near corner or far corner, steps out of bounds. Hopefully she can contain it throughout the remainder of this game for the Beacons. Poshpishalova with the handoff to Ronnie Porter, near side. Kicks left arc, then kicks once again. Contained by Copeland. Tries going cross court. Three-point attempt for Shemek is no good for the Badgers. Elise Pitts able to pull in a rebound.
Pitts guarding Poshpishalova and beating her with the rebound, boxing her out and getting that one right in front of her.
Van Welden for the Beacons goes left arc to Olivia Brown. To Ernest, swings it back to Olivia Sims. She tries driving in. She gets fouled on the attempt, so she'll go to the line for a pair of her own. Foul's going to be on number 3, Brooke Shemek, her first, team's fourth.
We haven't seen a lot, but Olivia Sims has a lot of potential on the inside. We saw it right there, almost a beautiful finish for Olivia Sims. Just came off, but got fouled.
Sims so far this season been a pretty good player from the foul line, shooting 71%. Only 31 attempts for her as she drains the first one there. The 5'9" sophomore out of Toledo, Ohio, formerly played at Oakland University, transferred over here.
Not Oakland, California.
No.
Different Oakland.
Different Oakland.
I think, is it Ohio?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks, Zach.
And also a big yes to Olivia Sims, making them both 22-20. Beacons down by 2. They're on an 8-0 run over the Badgers here. As Poshpishalova on the right elbow contains, kicks out here for Copeland. Tries going for a three-point attempt. Isla Barbara goes off the iron. Foul's going to be called on the floor on the Beacons.
It's going to be called on Olivia Sims. I'm not too sure about that one. Looked like she was boxing out just fine, and Sarah Williams kind of jumping over Sims, but Sims got called, maybe had an arm.
Maybe just a little bit too much arm in there. Sarah Williams contains, who gets it to that's Copeland, who then kicks it to Wilkie. Wilkie with the drive in, mid-range jumper falls through for Maddie Wilkie. We now got a 4-point game.
Sarah Williams really affecting Leah Ernest, pushing her out of the paint, allowing that lane for Wilkie.
Van Welden with a bounce pass near side to Olivia Brown with a handoff to Sims, who then kicks right wing to Allie Saunders. Saunders looks into Sims. Sims drives in, gets blocked by Williams. Ball goes out of bounds after the big block by Sarah Williams.
Yeah, tough shot there for Sims. Having to back down someone who is 7 inches taller than you and try to get a shot over her is not easy to do.
Saunders inbound at the baseline near side. Tries to look to trying to look to Ernest. And a missed shot from Poshpishalova with a rebound by Wilkie. Able to be stripped away by the Beacons as Saunders is going to take the basketball down the floor on the near side. Gets stopped by Williams.
Some more incredible transition defense for Valpo after the slow start with the transition D.
Van Welden to Saunders on the left wing. Saunders tries looking in, swings it to Brown. Brown with the attempted drive in reverse hand. Layup falls in and off the glass. Beautiful drive-in from Olivia Brown.
It was one of those where you didn't even think she'd go for the shot right under the backboard, able to spin that in with some jelly.
Puts in some jazz, if you want to even call it. 3-point attempt for Pospisilova, no good. We have Ernest snagging in another rebound as she pulls that one down.
Valpo could tie it here, Zach.
1:23 left to go, 24-22. Man, we've got a game for you here. Beacons are looking to tie things up. Saunders at the foul line with a kick out. Mary Evans calls a timeout as she's more than jumping in the air trying to ask for a timeout, finally gets it called. I mean, that's one way to get your timeout called.
Yeah, man, it happens. When you want the timeout, I can understand the frustration there for Mary Evans as well. No one moving. Everyone just kind of standing around waiting for something to happen. That's not how you run an offense, especially this Valpo offense where Coach Evans wants constant movement at all times. And in that possession, wasn't quite there. Valpo on a 10-2 run, but the offense still doesn't seem to be clicking.
I mean, really, what's kept them in this game is Wisconsin's missing shots that are, well contested. I mean, they're one of the last 11, so definitely missing shots here so far in this competition. And I mean, just looking at the stats overall, 8 of 26 the Badgers, 7 of 22 the Beacons. Both teams shooting really pretty poorly from the field. It's just been much of a defensive game for both of these teams here tonight.
Zach, I want to give a little shout out to our listeners on YouTube. I'm seeing they're being a little bit active in the live chat there as well. So, and they're complimenting us, of course, and how we're so awesome. So thank you to all of our loyal fans.
I really hope so. I always like criticism, but man, there's some people out there. Ernest tries to offer up a shot, a block away by Sarah Williams as she strips that one out. Coming down the floor with speed is Copeland. Kick out 4-3. La Barbara rolls around the iron, can't fall in. And the ball going out of bounds. Leah Ernest falling to the floor just trying to get that rebound. They're actually going to call Julie Pospisilova for the foul. It's going to be a push foul. Her second, team's fifth. And they should count it as an offensive foul. Looked like for a second they're going to offer it up as a defensive.
It's going to be a loose ball foul. So the only time that there isn't free throws is offensive fouls. So the ball was in the air. It was in between two teams. Leah Ernest got practically shoved to the ground going up for the rebound.
Ernest now at the foul line once again. 2 of 3 from the charity stripe so far in this competition here tonight. Can't make the first as that one does not fall through. As you mentioned many times before, Noah, Leah Ernest really has been stressing this season on working on her free throws. However, she can't make either one at the foul line.
I shouldn't have complimented her, Zach.
Under a minute to go, 24-22, Badgers lead in this competition. La Barbara near side, then kicks to Wilkie. Back to La Barbara, tries going cross-court to Copeland. That one's from downtown, rolls around the iron. Rebound snagged in by Katie Byard. I mean, really snagged in. She got the one hand and kind of collapsed the other hand to pull in that rebound.
Valpo doing a great job boxing out, getting that inside positioning on the rebounds to avoid offensive rebounds from Wisconsin.
30 seconds to go. Saunders on the far side of the floor. Dribbles and looks. Now 8 on the shot clock. Saunders starts play. At the point. Dribbles in. Bounce pass inside to Byer. Right block offers up an opportunity, but just rolls off the front of the rim. Man, what a good shot by Katie Byer. Just not winning the iron.
Using her footwork to get around Williams. Could not get the roll to tie this one up.
Pospisilova for the Badgers with a kick to Wilkie from downtown. Doesn't fall through as she shot that one from Iowa. And a rebound pulled in by Sarah Williams. But the time expires here in the first half. We've got a heck of a game for you here. 24-22. Badgers leading by 2 here in this competition. But man, the Beacons are making their way and trying to itch their way back into a lead. Stay with us here for our halftime show, brought to you by IBEW, the proud American team of Northwest Indiana, but not before we take a media timeout. We'll be right back here in 2 minutes on the Valpo Sports Network.
Heinold and Feller Tire and Lawn Equipment strive to exemplify the true meaning of the words trust, courtesy, and honesty. In fact, many of our customers say we've done a pretty good job of it. Since 1958, we've been providing auto repair and full-service tire sales to Porter County, Indiana. Come visit us at our Valparaiso or La Crosse locations, or check us out at heinold-feller.com. We look forward to many more years of providing you excellent service, because at our Heinold and Feller, your family matters to ours.
When you need trusted electrical professionals, who do you turn to? Powering America's team of NECA and IBEW contractors can help. All of our electricians have 10,000 hours of on-the-job and classroom training to ensure the safety of your home or business electrical system. Licensed, bonded, and insured, drug-tested, and background checked. Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org for a complete list of contractors, experts in residential, commercial, industrial, voice, data, video, and renewable energy projects. Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org. Safely powering Northwest Indiana.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Experience all that John Deere has to offer at Castonia Tractor. Visit us online at castrac.com, castrac.com.
One meal everyone in your family can get on board with? It's Culver's. You may know us for our famous butter burgers, cooked to order for that great signature steak taste, but we're also known for our whole white meat chicken tenders and juicy chicken sandwiches, and our melty Wisconsin cheese curds, and our hand-battered North Atlantic cod.
At Culver's, we believe more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. Welcome to Delicious.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. The Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Tournament returns to Vibrant Arena at the Mark in Moline, Illinois, March 9th through the 12th. Reserve your seat to Hoops in the Heartland just by calling 309-764-2001 or order online at MVCQuadCities.com. Get your tickets and experience Hoops in the Heartland. Welcome here to our halftime show, which is always brought to you by IBEW and the Powering America team of Northwest Indiana. And Noah, we just had Paul Orr, the writer and owner of the Victory Bell, come over and say that, quote, that is the most absurd basketball I've ever seen in my entire life.
Most absurd half of basketball.
If you want to put half, we'll put half. But really, I mean, it is. I mean, a 20-0 run by Wisconsin, and it's a 24-22 game. Valpo starting off with a 10-0 run in this game as well.
12-0 run.
12-0 run.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane numbers. I mean, this is stuff you don't see very often, or really even ever. I mean, it's just insane stuff. I mean, breaking down some of the stats here so far, looking at the Beacons starting off, leading in scoring is Leah Ernest. She's got 9 points, 3 of 7 from the field, and she's close to a double-double already, and we're only at the half. She's got 8 rebounds here in this competition for the Beacons. With 6 points is Olivia Brown, 2 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from the foul line. Perfect from that charity stripe here so far tonight. Ava Tarante with a 3, 1 of 4 from the three-point line here in this game. 2 points is Olivia Sims, 0 of 1 from the field, knocking down both points from the foul line, and Katie Byer with 2 as well. Saunders, Pitts, Van Welden, Dunson, and Johnson all played but did not score here so far in this competition. Leading things on the opposite side for the Badgers, 2 players with 6 points in this competition. That's number 25, Sarah Williams, and number 11, Maddie Wilkie, each with 6. And really, we haven't seen too much out of the rest of this Badgers team as well. As Shremek, she's got 4 points here in this competition. 2 players with 3, which is Copeland and Poshpishalova. Poshpishalova averaging 12.8 points per game. So far, she's not on track to do that, but she could turn things around here coming into the second half. LaBarbera with 2 points as well for this Badgers team, and Porter and Lusinger played but did not score so far here in this first half. Valpo shot 29% from the field, 7 of 24 overall. Wisconsin at 28% from the field, 8 of 29. Beacons 2 of 9 from 3, shooting at 22%. And get this, Noah, 2 of 16, 13% from the perimeter are the Badgers so far in this contest. They've not been able to knock down any three-point shots, as they have not fallen in their favor. Valpo 6 of 9 from the foul line. Wisconsin 6 of 6 from the foul line. Beacons with 9 turnovers, which is a good start for Valpo, as in the last game they had 12 turnovers against the Bulldogs, so they've at least eliminated that just a little bit. Wisconsin with 7 as well, as Valpo's played some pretty good defense. 18 rebounds for the Beacons and 19 for the Badgers, mostly coming off of defensive rebounds, as each team has 3 offensive rebounds. 10 points in the paint for the Beacons and 12 for the Badgers. Valpo led in this game for 7 minutes and 15 seconds overall, and Wisconsin led for 10 minutes and 54 seconds overall in this first half. And Noah, I mean, it's crazy basketball that you just normally don't see. I mean, big runs by one team, big runs by the other team, and just these scoreless droughts have really kept this as a tight game. I mean, it's a 24-22 game in the third quarter. We've seen teams that, are scoring 27, 30 points in a quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a wild game. Not what I expected at all, really. I mean, I thought it was going to be an offensive battle when it came down to it. As Wisconsin's a bigger team, they love to push the pace as well. But Leah Ernest has really stood out to me. 3 for 7 on the game so far, but I'd say 2 of those are ones that just didn't quite get the roll. But also from the free throw line, you got to hit those free throws. She's 2 for 5 from the free throw line, and it could very easily have more than 9 points. But yes, the shooting percentage isn't quite there, but she's been very dominant on the court. Just her presence out there has been great.
And I mean, one thing to look at too, we've seen Poshpishalova in many competitions, and one thing that Valpo's been able to do very well is stop her defensively here tonight. I mean, they're not allowing her to kick inside. They're kind of allowing her to take the three-pointer. She's not much of a three-point shooter. I mean, she's 31% from 3, but she likes to take the mid-range shots, and she's taken 143 2 mid-range shots, and she's 59 of 143, shooting at 41% from the mid-range so far this season. So really that's kind of been her bread and butter overall, and overall we've seen her just not score. Valpo's been able to stop her, and they've also kind of been able to stop Avery LaBarbera here in this game, as she was kind of another offensive threat, the graduate student out of Holy Cross College. She was a very good player at Holy Cross, the 2022 Patriot Player of the Year and the 2022 All-Patriot League player as well. So, I mean, definitely a very dominant performer, and really it's just been the defensive stops that have kept Valpo in this game.
I mean, that's been the case for both teams as well. But I think part of it, Valpo has been hurting themselves on offense, just not quite running the offense like they're supposed to be. I've seen them run it right in practice. We've seen them run it right in a couple games as well. Like the games they've won, they've ran their offense to perfection pretty much. But I think they just got to refocus, think about what they need to do, make sure that they are running their offense, not milking the shot clock, taking these last-second shots where they do have the chance to get multiple shots or wait for a better look, start getting the hoop a little bit sooner. But, Zach, a little update. Valpo men's team down 22-17 in Northern Iowa. When I looked up last, it was 17-17, so that's not good. But Ibra Bayou made his first career three-pointer just a couple moments ago, and looks like Valpo's shooting the ball pretty well, which is a good sign because they've always seemed to struggle at the McLeod Center in Northern Iowa.
I mean, that's a tough place to play. UNI and Evansville probably one of the 2 tougher places to play, and I mean, they're staying within UNI, and UNI, they're kind of on a down year this year, but they still have very good performances in their games, and definitely a very tough team for that Beacons team to beat. So we'll make sure to stay with you updated on that as well. You can check that game out actually on our WVUR live stream on the app, or you can check it on TuneIn or 95.1 FM if you're local in the Valparaiso area.
Or just listen to this game.
You just interrupted me, but I'm going to take it anyway. We're going to take a media timeout. We're going to be right back here in just 2 minutes to get you underway for the start of the second half of this competition. 24-22 at our halftime show. Badgers up by 2. We'll be right back here in 2 minutes.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And flavored crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering flavored crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry Howie! Why is Culver's such a treat for so many families? Here's a hint. This treat is thick and creamy, and everyone can get it any way they like. Our fresh, frozen custard. We craft it in small batches throughout the day to make our guests stay. Shakes, cones, sundaes, concrete mixers, flavor of the day. Oh, and the toppings.
Who says you can't please everyone? There's more than one way to dessert at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
The postseason starts here. The Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Championship takes the court at Vibrant Arena at the Mark, March 9th through 12th in Moline. Don't miss any of the action as 12 Missouri Valley teams battle for an automatic NCAA berth. Hoops in the Heartland, presented by Great Southern Bank and Grinnell Mutual Insurance. For tickets, call 219-464-5233. That's 219-464-5233. Or visit NBCQuadCities.com.
Hey, you! Don't do it! Don't take that job when you can have a career.
I'd love a career, but where?
At First Source Bank, we offer a variety of fulfilling career opportunities, schedule flexibility, good pay and benefits, educational opportunities for personal growth, and a chance to work with amazing people just like yourself. Join us.
Learn more at firstsource.com/careers. That's the number one stsource.com. An equal opportunity employer. Male, female, disabled, veteran.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
MVC student athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing voices for change, visit MVC-sports.com/OneValley. We're back here on our IBEW halftime show. Just about 3 minutes left until we get underway here for the third quarter. I'm Zach Collins sitting alongside Noah Godsell, going to bring you the entirety of this basketball game right here exclusively on YouTube. And, you know, bringing just a little bit more down to this game, Wisconsin, they've been struggling overall since they've entered in conference play. They're 2-7 in the Big Ten. Valpo kind of on the same stretch. They're 1-7 in the Valley. Their only win against Missouri State, a very good team overall in the conference. And, I mean, they're sitting at that number 4 spot right now. And they even, battled it out with UIC to a last-second shot. Really, people thought towards the end of that game, and there's about 2 minutes left, we're just kind of sitting there, all right, well, Valpo should be able to contain a lead, and just a buzzer-beater shot by the Flames just put the Beacons in their woes. But then they turn around and beat Missouri State, and then they play UNI, and then they play Drake, and those were just 2 games that they kind of wanted to push off to the back burner and kind of really incinerate them and never remember them ever again.
I think you got to incinerate the score, but I think you got to think about what you can improve from that.
Right.
But obviously you don't want to think about those games even existing. Just that whole road trip of 2 losses over 30 points is just not fun. But I think Valpo is bouncing back pretty well today. They just need to keep staying focused, run that offense, because you never know, Wisconsin can catch fire. They are a talented team. They are in the Big Ten, so they have a lot of talented athletes.
And, you know, one thing is, too, you know, the Beacons might have lost, and we also lost our Wi-Fi connection while we were at Drake entirely.
You just said we lost our Wi-Fi connection. My heart just sank.
Okay, if I were to tell you that, I would not say it in my, professional broadcast voice. I'd just be like, no, the thing's going wrong. But, you know, we were able to lose that. We persevered, so thank you to those who actually stayed tuned. And a lot of people actually tuned into our broadcast because part of the ESPN stream also went down in that game as well. So, you know, there's always positives to everything here. And really one of the positives is Valpo's been able to stay in this game. I mean, it's a 24-22 Wisconsin lead. At one point, the Badgers were on a 20-2 run over Valpo. 20-0 run, excuse me. And they're still only up by 2. I mean, Valpo's just been able to persevere in this game. And a lot of the times when you tell players, all right, well, you know, you're down by 18, you can still come back within this game. And they some players are going to look at you, all right, you know, whatever, coach. This team is very different. I mean, they are gut heavy. They are ready to go. And, I mean, you definitely saw that here at the end of that first half when, I mean, Valpo was just dominating on the floor on offense. Yeah. They're going to be inbounding the ball here just shortly. How do they make an impact in the second half, Noah?
I mean, you just got to go back to that first 5 minutes of the game. That's when the offense is running at its best, and you have to keep doing that for the last 20 minutes as well. But it's also great to see Valpo bounce back as well because they usually seem to get down on themselves when they do get down in games.
Valpo will be going from left to right. Wisconsin from right to left as Dunson contains at the right wing. Dunson to Interante at the point. Interante looks, finds Elise Pitts. Pitts to Ernest, who hands it off to Brown on the left wing. She looks in, kicks back out for Ernest. Ernest looks, dribbles, kick out. Brown from downtown, just short, as it doesn't even touch rim. Shot clock violation for Olivia Brown. Really is a catch and shoot, and she just wasn't able to make that one up and in.
Yeah, it was a good look. Just if she had half a second longer, she could have taken her time a little bit longer to get a good shot up, but had to rush it.
Shermeck looks into Williams at the right block for the Badgers. She turns off the glass, falls in after hitting the top part of the score on the right side. 26-22, just about 9 minutes here in this third quarter, just a minute in for this competition in the second half. Ernest, left side, gets blocked away by Sarah Williams. What a block by Williams as LaBarba comes down the floor with speed, hands it off. Pospisilova, who looks into Sarah Williams. In the paint, spins, tries to offer up a shot, falls to the floor. Rebound pulled in by Wilkie for Wisconsin. LaBarbara, who gets to Pospisilova, looks to Williams. And a beautiful shot taken by Williams right at the 15-foot stripe.
Williams seems to be the only source of offense for Wisconsin so far. Valpo really needs to start getting some help defense from Maya Dunson.
Brown on the offensive end, kicks to Pitts from downtown. That's no good. And Elise Pitts is going to be called for a foul as she was kind of starting to go to defend Pospisilova and really just ran into her.
Yeah, didn't give Pospisilova that space at all to even see Pitts and get out of her way, so she's going to get called for the block.
Pitts with her first foul, team's first of the half. Inside pass to Williams in the lane, offers up a shot with the underhand off the glass, up and in.
Got to start double teaming Williams. She's absolutely a beast down low.
A dominant force in this game, now 12 points for the freshman. Pitts contains, far side of the floor with a kick at the point to Ernest. Near side contained by Brown. Brown dribbles in, baseline with a kick out. Dunson finds Interante. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Interante thought she had a hole. Now she kicks out to Leah Ernest. She's going to have to offer up a shot, but just too late.
Another shot clock violation for Valpo. Basically just giving Wisconsin the ball back, and Mary Evans is not happy.
She's going to take a timeout. That'll be the Beacon's third timeout of this competition. We're going to be right back with you here as we take a timeout of our own. We'll see you back here in 60 seconds. 30-22, Badgers up by 8, 7:37 left to go. We'll see you back here in 60.
One meal everyone in your family can get on board with? It's Culver's. You may know us for our famous butter burgers, cooked to order for that great signature steak taste, but we're also known for our whole white meat chicken tenders and juicy chicken sandwiches, and our melty Wisconsin cheese curds, and our hand-battered North Atlantic cod.
At Culver's, we believe more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. Welcome to Delicious.
Birthday parties, vacations, family reunions. We've all had to postpone important activities, but taking care of your health isn't something you should put off. Wellness visits and screenings can identify health issues in the earliest stages when they're most treatable. And Northwest Medical Group is taking extra precautions to provide a safe and clean environment. We're committed to helping you stay well, and we offer both telehealth and in-person visits. Schedule an appointment today at mycarenorthwesthealth.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
No matter the job at hand, Casonia Tractor has the John Deere equipment with the power to take it on. Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, Casonia Tractor has the mowers, tractors, and implements you need. Find a location near you at castrac.com. We're back here in the Kohl Center. Valpo looking to get back on track after Mary Evans took a timeout to put us at our media timeout here. Wisconsin on a 6-0 run, and really it's because of Sarah Williams down low.
Yeah, Sarah Williams has been a dominant force. even when Maya Dunson, who is Valpo's biggest player, is guarding her, she always seems to have an answer. Valpo needs to crash in and get that help. And Mary Evans, I think, probably agrees with that one as she's screaming it from the sidelines.
I mean, really, we've seen the frustration by Evans because really it's just the team's not running the play so far. And on the defensive side, they just allowed Williams to take too many shots as LaBarbara is coming down the floor for the Badgers. She goes to Shermeck, who looks inside for Williams. Back out to Shermeck. Kicks right side to Wilkie, who tries to go cross court. Dunson falls to the floor for the Beacons. Looks like she's holding that inside. She looks to be in some pretty bad amount of pain on the floor.
Yeah, Williams looked like she swung her arm coming around to get that space past Dunson on the inside, and I think caught her with an elbow.
And practically a silent gym here at the Kohl Center. Katie Byer will be checking in here for the Beacons. Looks like she'll be going in for Dunson as even Coach Evans is headed out to the floor for Valpo to get a look at Maya Dunson.
The refs are also taking a look at the monitor to see what happened.
I was just looking over there to see if they were. Dunson gets off of the hardwood. Probably just such a, looks like just probably a brutal blow to the stomach for Maya Dunson. Probably just really knocked her off her feet if you want to put it in that case.
Yeah, it really took that one hard, and you could tell she was in a lot of pain when she went down to the ground. So we're going to media timeout, and it's going to be a review to see if it was any unnecessary contact on that play.
We'll see if it is. We'll head to the media timeout after the word by the official. We'll see what they come up with here after the break. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso women's basketball from Van Wagner. This is the Valpo Sports Network.
TicketSmarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than TicketSmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Heinold & Feller Tire and Lawn Equipment strive to exemplify the true meaning of the words trust, courtesy, and honesty. In fact, many of our customers say we've done a pretty good job of it. Since 1958, we've been providing auto repair and full-service tire sales to Porter County, Indiana. Come visit us at our Valparaiso or La Crosse locations, or check us out at heinold-feller.com. We look forward to many more years of providing you excellent service, because at our Heinold & Feller, your family matters to ours.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Before you make the trip to Moline for the 2023 MEC Women's Basketball Tournament, be sure to download the Hoops in the Heartland app presented by Great Southern Bank. Get all the information you need to know about the tournament schedule, hotel accommodations, and other fun events during the tournament. Log on to MVCQuadCities.com or head to the App Store to download the Hoops in the Heartland app. Foul's going to be called immediately before we even begin play. That's going to be on the Badgers.
Are they reviewing?
I think they're reviewing the time on the clock. It says 7:15. I'm hearing the SID of Valpo Athletics, Aaron Levitt, say 7:22 should be on the game clock. They will reset it to 7:22.
Yeah, Aaron.
We're very proud to have Aaron Levitt here beside us. Practically a genius. I wish I was as smart as Aaron. Some days, it's rough.
Me too.
We both do. Byer contains at the point, who kicks it to Pitts. Pitts swings it to Leah Ernest. Tries looking at the right side of the floor. Contained now by Ava Interante. To Brown. Swings it to Ernest, who kicks it to Brown. Brown transitions in, goes to the baseline with a kick out to Interante. Shot clock expires once again for the Beacons. I believe that's 4 shot clock violations now for Valpo.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4 in a row. And that is not what you want to do. You want to at least put a shot up towards the hoop.
And with all the action that's been taking place in this game, Wisconsin still just on a 6-0 run. 30-22 the score as a shot couldn't fall through by Pospisilova for the Badgers. Pitts contains the basketball. Ernest near side at the arc. Kicks out here for Byer. Swings it left side to Elise Pitts. With the swing out to Brown. She transitions in. Tries to go out, and a travel by Olivia Brown. Another turnover for the Beacons here.
Another possession without a shot for Valpo. And now a 5.5-minute scoring drought for the Beacons.
30-22, 6:16 left to go here in the third quarter. Inside look to Williams at the right block. Tries off and up a shot. Just short as it almost hits inside of the, between the glass and the iron. Olivia Brown contains as she kicks to Ernest. Ernest for the Beacons, pump fakes, dribble drive inside, right block with the kick out. Interante from downtown. Couldn't fall through. Pitts snags in a rebound. Kick out for Ernest, who goes to Interante once again. Looks inside off the glass and finally ends a scoring drought after 4 minutes of no score by the Beacons. 30-24. Wisconsin leads here in this game. Foul's just going to be called on Elise Pitts on the quick transition down the floor. That'll be Pitts' second.
That was a great floater there by Ava Interante. Saw Sarah Williams coming up to go for the block. Got the quick release and banked it in.
Inbound by Shermack goes to Pospisilova. She looks inside for Shermack. Left-hander off the iron, rolls off. Williams trying to get the rebound, falls to the floor. No foul called. Ernest able to pick up the rebound for the Beacons. Pitts contains at the point to Ernest. Pump fake, drives right with a kick out to Byer. Byer contained on the inside. And I couldn't see what the official called.
I couldn't see it either. I think it was a travel.
My thing is, how do you travel when you just get the basketball?
I couldn't see the ball at all, so
okay.
I cannot explain.
You cannot explain.
I just saw the hand, the symbol for a travel.
Well, at least you saw the official. I saw the play. Really, Katie Byer just caught the ball, spun, and got the travel call. Couldn't tell you why, as Wilkie takes up a three-point shot, misses that attempt. Rebound pulled in by Leah Ernest for the Beacons. Ernest looking to Interante, swings it to Byer, who then kicks it to Pitts. Back to Byer. Pump fake, steps, goes right side to Olivia Brown. Brown contains, kicks out to Pitts, who looks inside to Byer. Drives down left block off the glass. Beautiful jump stop attempt. She was driving to the hoop, stopped, took up a shot.
Sarah Williams wanted another block, but Katie Byer, smart play, got her with the pump fake.
30-26. Beacons now just down by 4 here in this competition. Pospisilova just short off the front of the iron. Rebound snagged up by Leah Ernest. Pitts contains, kicks to Ernest, swings it to Interante, who kicks it to Brown, far side of the floor with the pump fake. Drives out, passes to Byer, kicks it to Pitts, who swings it to Leah Ernest near side at the corner, tries offering up a three-point shot, bricks off the back of the rim. Katie Byer throwing in a rebound on the stat sheet, but also throwing in a turnover.
Yeah, that one went right to the Valpo bench. It was funny there. Coach Evans basically pointing to every single player, yelling, move it, and just telling her players where to pass it to. Great offensive rebound by Katie Byer, but just panic down low, having someone right on her, not looking for the right pass.
I mean, the thing is that it kind of almost shows you the core vision of Mary Evans on the sideline. I mean, you hear a lot of coaches that pretty much just talk their team through an entire play, and it works out. And you're thinking, if you're the defensive player, wouldn't you just listen to the coach on where they're going to go to the ball?
It's a lot more complicated than it seems.
You'd think. Pospisilova looks in the inside. Tremek, and will knock that one down. Fouls for the on-one.
Johnson caught sleeping on defense there, had to recover. Unfortunately, gets called for the foul.
That'll be Johnston's second foul, team's third of this third quarter. 3:47 left to go here in the third. (32-46). And they're calling the wrong foul.
They called the foul on Elise Pitts when that was most definitely on Jada Johnston.
Foul's going to be called on the floor. On the Badgers, it'll be on number 13, Ronnie Porter, her first.
But it looks like Coach Evans said something to the ref, and she said, we'll fix it, we'll fix it. So I think they'll probably look at it in a media timeout.
But, I mean, the thing is, it's on Johnston clearly, but just a mess up. We have all human error, 33-26. Badgers lead here in this game. Brown to Johnston, right elbow. Continues in, kicks out Interante, far side of the floor. She's looking for Pitts, ends up going to Ernest, who then swings it near side to Pitts. At the point, contained by Olivia. Brown after the pass by Pitts. Interante, Pitts, near side, three-pointer, rolls out. Good shot for Elise Pitts, just couldn't fall through, so it was just a bit too strong. But continuing down the floor are the Badgers. Almost look like they're going to have a fast break opportunity. Wilkie now with the turnovers. Brown able to pick that one up. Bounces to Elise Pitts. Drives in. Right-hander falls in for Elise Pitts.
What a pass by Olivia Brown to Elise Pitts. The football throw, bounce pass, beautiful, on point, looking like Aaron Rodgers. Last year.
Last year, I was going to say. I was just going to mention that. Not this year's Aaron Rodgers. Copeland. Pospisilova contains on the right wing. Locked away for a second, or at least touched away by Leah Ernest on the pass. 2:40 left to go here. 33-28 the score. And a bucket drained in. Looks like it was by Pospisilova.
Yeah, allowing Pospisilova to get a wide open mid-range shot. Not the shots you should be letting Pospisilova take.
A deep two-pointer, 35-28. Wisconsin still up top of the Beacons. And an inside pass to Interante. Looks to be a jump ball as Interante just couldn't grab that one as a defensive player able to get that one. Possession arrow going towards the Beacons' way. Excuse me, towards
the Badgers.
Badgers' way. It's very hard to see that possession arrow over here.
Coming later into this game, with Valpo having a slow offensive day, you cannot let this lead deficit get any bigger than 7.
Copeland contains Pospisilova at the point. Rolls toward the left side. Continues in. Mid-range jumper. Couldn't fall through as it rolls out, but a foul is going to be called. That'll be on Jada Johnston.
Johnston just not able to keep up with Pospisilova. The lateral speed just wasn't quite there for Johnston. And Pospisilova had a good look, but Johnston caught her on the arm.
That'll be Johnston's third, or which should be her third. We'll see how that all works out in the end as Elvin Weldon will check in here for Valpo for Johnston.
Wisconsin still yet to miss a free throw. They've made every single one they've taken.
And Pospisilova, 76% foul line shooter.
Oops.
This is the first, and oh, wait, we have a herd of angry Wisconsin fans coming down. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm a Wisconsin fan at heart, so.
At heart. She splits the pair, however, at the foul line after the announcer's jinx by the Noah Godsell.
You're welcome, Valpo fans.
You can follow Noah Godsell on Twitter and everything and make fun of him later.
Noah_Dogsell.
Perfect. Now go mock him or whatever you want to do on the YouTube Live as Brown controls at the point. Kick to Saunders near side of the right arc. Bounce pass to Van Weldon, who hands it off to Brown left wing. She continues in. Drives out with a kick out to Dunson. Tries up for three. Can't knock that one in. Williams pulling in a rebound. Maya Dunson looking a lot better on the floor after she got injured for a quick second. Travel's going to be called on Wilkie, as you can probably hear the entire Valpo bench to the right of us say.
You know, in this game combined, both of these teams are 2 for 26.
That's insane. Saunders continuing down the floor, almost a takeaway.
Well, 2 for the last 26.
Right.
To clarify.
Not in the entirety of this competition.
No. Entirety is not much better.
Sims at the 15-foot line continues in towards the left block with a kick out to Saunders. Saunders tries looking. Sims at the left elbow. Continues down. 7 on the shot clock. Off the glass is no good. Dunson able to knock it off the hand of Pospisilova. Wow. What a good attempt.
Yeah, good look for Olivia Sims. Didn't hit the rim, however, so there's still 5 seconds on shot clock.
Christina Alou checking in for Wisconsin, as well as number 3, Brooke Shemek, which will bring in number 20, Katie Byer for the Beacons.
Yeah, checking out is Williams, and Katie Byer sprinting to check into this game.
36-28, Wisconsin leads. 1:04 seconds left to go. 5 seconds, as you mentioned, on the shot clock here. Officials are going to go and look to the monitor for just a quick second.
See if it hit the rim, I think. Looking to see if it hit the rim, see if the shot clock should be at 20 or 5.
I mean, from my angle, I didn't see it touch the rim. I just saw it touch the glass. So I'm going to assume that the shot clock will remain at the 5-second mark. And it will, as the official comes from the replay. Valpo's the inbound, near side at the baseline. Saunders to inbound for the Beacons. 3 high, 1 near side as they transition. Bounce pass into Olivia Brown in the corner. She tries spinning, offers up a shot, touches rim, but that's no good as a rebound pulled in by LaBarbera for the Badgers. Comes down the floor with speed. Penetrates left arc, mid-range jumper, falls through, nothing but net from the short corner.
The last time Wisconsin had a 10-point lead, Valpo went on a 12-2 run, so.
You really never know what's going to happen in this game. As you mentioned, 10-point lead for the Badgers, 38-28 as Sims pump fakes. She's in the paint, tries offering up a shot, but she gets fouled on the interior with 28 seconds left to go.
You know, hopefully force Wisconsin to take a quicker shot after these free throws from Olivia Sims and have one more chance to get points on the board down the quarter. Only 6 in the quarter for the Beacons, so really would like to see some more on there. Usually if you're on single digits in a quarter, you're not going to be winning a game.
Brooke Shemek being called for the foul. Her third and the team's third, as Sims is able to knock down the first to put it at a 9-point game. Sims at the foul line once again for the second and makes them both. Olivia Sims in this competition has played some pretty good basketball, pretty much just from the foul line. All 4 of her points coming from the charity stripe.
Emma Teka checking in for the Beacons as well. Now the entirety of the Valpo lineup has seen court time.
LaBarbera at the left wing, 18 seconds left to go. Shot clock is turned off here in this third quarter. Beacons down by 8. Low-scoring game, 38-30, Badgers lead. LaBarbera at the point, kicks right side to Copeland. Continues in, drives with a reverse. Basically an insane ball movement off that last one as it just falls into the hoop. Saunders just throwing the last one to end this third quarter. We've got a 10-point game for you here. Wisconsin up 40-13 over the Valparaiso Beacons. We're going to head to the fourth, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso women's basketball from Van Wagner. This is a Valpo Sports Network.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Experience all that John Deere has to offer at Castonia Tractor. Visit us online at castrac.com, castrac.com.
There are sports bars everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning jumbo wings, bigger beers, and better food and drink values all week long. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. We're so much more than wings. Enjoy wraps, salads, subs, seafoods, quesadillas, amazing appetizers, and awesome daily lunch food and drink specials. And now, when you can't eat here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub at 501 North Silhavy in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURthesource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
The Missouri Valley Conference is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the passage of Title IX legislation. Throughout the academic year, the Valley is honoring pioneers from league institutions who paved the way for current and future student athletes. To learn more about the conference's Title IX recognition plans, visit nbc-sports.com/Title 950. I'm Zach Allen, sitting alongside Noah Godsell, the Wisconsin native himself, as the Beacons are down by 10 here in this competition to the Badgers. Really, Noah, Wisconsin has just been able to drive down low and score. How did the Beacons stop them from doing that, especially in the mid-range shots?
I mean, Valpo's defense has not been terrible today. It's just been Sarah Williams that has been the biggest problem for the Beacons. And then Valpo's not scoring. You can't win if you can't score. It's 40-30 coming into the fourth quarter. Typically, you want to be at about 50 at this point.
I mean, you typically don't see games like this, especially looking at teams as good as these two are overall in competition. I mean, just looking at the last game when Valpo took on Drake had 42 points at the half. Wisconsin just with 40 points here coming into the fourth quarter. So, bit of a different competition as Sims with a kick out to Ernest as she's at the point. Near side right wing, controlled by Amateka for the Beacons. Drives in at the baseline with a kick out to Saunders, near side in the corner. Transitions towards the right wing. Saunders continues over. Stops at the 15-foot line. Out for Byer from Iowa. Falls to the floor. Man, Katie Byer probably not the best shot she could have pulled up. She even had time, but it looks like she just rushed it.
Yeah, she saw a little bit of space and decided to put it up. But Valpo needs to get shots up sooner. You can't be waiting 30 seconds to be putting up every single shot you take.
And an offensive foul is going to be called as Katie Byer falls to the floor. Sarah Williams falls with her. Williams being called for the foul on the Badgers. Lee Spitz is going to check in here for Amateka for the Beacons.
Yeah, Sarah Williams using those arms, and because Katie Byer is shorter, her elbows just basically got caught Byer in the face, and she went down to the floor, selling the foul.
Williams picks up her second as Saunders controls for the Beacons. At the point with the bounce pass near side at the right wing, controlled by Ernest. Back to Saunders. Saunders with a swing towards the left side of Byer, kicks it to Sims on the far side in the corner. Ball moving all around the perimeter. Saunders controls from downtown. Nothing but net. Splashes that one in.
Man, it's like she was shooting in a cornfield from Iowa.
And you know what? She's an Indiana native, so why not shoot from Iowa?
Yeah, why not?
Pospieshanova drives in, left block with the fadeaway, knocks it in. 42-33, Beacons down by 9, 8:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter as Allie Saunders with the bounce pass to Ernest. Kick to Sims in the corner for three, no good. Rebound pulled in by Avery LaBarbera for the Badgers.
On target, just a little bit long for Sims.
Pospieshanova, beautiful bounce pass to Williams. Williams just can't finish on the shot. Couldn't fall through is Williams. Saunders continuing down the floor now for the Beacons. With a kick out to Ernest at the point. Pump fakes, drives left. Kick out, Saunders travels on the inside is Leah Ernest.
Saunders putting up a three after the travel and drained it from deep once again. Maybe look to Saunders to be shooting a little bit more.
Olivia Brown checks in here for the Beacons. I mean, really, we haven't seen much out of Allie Saunders so far here. Just 1 of 2 from the field in this game. 3 points for the freshman. Reminder, she scored 32 against UAB early this season.
Saunders the only three-pointer in this half for both teams.
Inside pass to Williams as she gets fouled on the shot attempt. She'll go to the line for a pair. Foul is going to be on number 4, Elise Pitts. Her third. And the team's first of the quarter. 42-33, 7:51 left to go here in the fourth. As Williams, a 68% free throw shooter, goes to the line here for the Badgers. And she makes the first.
She makes this one. It'll be Wisconsin's biggest lead of the night.
Williams coming into this season just as a freshman for Wisconsin. 13 points, 6 of 11 here tonight. And the thing about Williams, she was a 2022 All-Canadian All-Star candidate In high school, she averaged 18 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals as a senior in high school. I mean, an impressive player in high school and definitely an impressive player here tonight against Valparaiso. Ball's knocked out of bounds, last touch by Elise Pitts. Pitts just didn't move to the ball, kind of waited for it to come to her. You can see Mary Evans slapping her hands in frustration after the Beacon turnover.
Yeah, not even allowing your offense to get set up, turning it over right past half court.
44-33, 7:38 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Pospisilova looks with a bounce pass to Williams, almost loses it in the paint with a kick out. Ball contained by Copeland for the Badgers. Pospisilova looks inside to LaBarbera from mid-range, can't fall through as she's at the foul line. Rebound by Pitts. 11-point deficit for the Beacons. They're looking to close it here with this offensive momentum. Saunders at the point, right wing for Pitts, who then kicks to Ernest. Nothing but net with the bang. 44-36, 7:06 left to go here. We're in the fourth quarter.
I'm sorry for laughing, Zach. There's just all the players at practice keep asking, Zach, can you say bang? Can you say bang on the broadcast? So, I mean, it's good. 2 3-pointers now in this fourth quarter. A good sign for the Beacons. They just got to get some stops now. Almost as many points as their third quarter at this point.
We'll see what they can do for the remainder of this fourth quarter and a better time to even take a media timeout. We'll see you back here in 60 seconds from Van Wagner. This is the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And flavored crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering flavored crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry Howie! When you need trusted electrical professionals, who do you turn to? Powering America's team of NECA and IBEW contractors can help. All of our electricians have 10,000 hours of on-the-job and classroom training to ensure the safety of your home or business electrical system. Licensed, bonded, and insured, drug-tested, and background checked. Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org for a complete list of contractors, experts in residential, commercial, industrial, voice, data, video, and renewable energy projects. Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org. Safely powering Northwest Indiana.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Tonight's broadcast of Valparaiso Women's Basketball is brought to you by Calumet Brewing and Bud Light. It's for the fans. We are back here in the Kohl Center on the campus of Wisconsin University. I'm Zach Allen sitting alongside Noah Godsell. And Noah, the men's team, they're in a battle right now against UNI.
Yeah, started off hot, but it cooled off quite a bit. Second half just started, now down 47-28. So not looking great for the Beacons over in Iowa. Got to catch fire. Quentin Green, after a great game against Illinois State, now 0 for 5 today.
Regardless of that, we're back in action here in a much tighter game. 44-36 the score as Wisconsin leads here. Alu looks inside, finds Schremek with a kick out here to Alu once again, and a turnover as Olivia Sims is able to reach a hand in there. She's got speed. Looks to Saunders, trying to go down the floor with speed. Kick out for Brown from downtown, and that is no good as it hits the front of the iron. Rolls out of bounds, and Wisconsin's going to have the possession.
A great look for Olivia Brown. Looked like she rushed it a little bit, missed it a tiny bit to the left, catching the rim.
April LaBarbera now comes down the floor for the Badgers. At the point, kicks right side for Copeland. Goes near side cross court for LaBarbera at the left wing. Now controlled by Pospisilova, trying to look inside and a knock away. Ali Saunders getting a hand in there after the pass attempted to go to Schremek. Valpo basically intercepting the basketball. Sims controls right wing. Kicks to Saunders. Back to Sims. Sims looks, transitions in. Right block, kicks out, finds Brown. Brown with the last touch, however, as it goes out of bounds. She tried to play a little bit of an acting game, but not winning the Grammy nomination.
Yeah, we're in Wisconsin, not Hollywood.
Hey, I mean, you never know. I mean, there's stars that have come out of Wisconsin.
True.
44-36, 6 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter as Barbara hands it off to Shemek. Shemek with the kick to Elu. Elu right back near side for LaBarbera. Shemek down low with a kick out. 4-3 downtown. Three-pointer is good by Sania Copeland.
Elise Pitts was guarding the ball down low. Had to send someone for the double team, leaving her wide open for three.
Saunders to Pitts. Back to Saunders. Swings to Ernest. Ernest kicks left side. Then a left side look to Brown. Brown continues out near side with the pass to Pitts. That's no good by Elise Pitts. Not able to pull that one through, but Sims able to pull on a rebound.
Great hustle by Sims. Able to gather that one with some women on her left and right.
Pitts with a kick out to Brown. Back to Ernest, who then kicks far side to Pitts. And I couldn't see the exact call by the official. I had a couple players and a coach in front of me, Noah.
I think Olivia Brown had her foot on the line when she caught the ball.
It's happened quite a few times here in this competition tonight for multiple players, really on both sides of the floor. 47-36, Wisconsin up by 11, just 5 minutes remain here in this fourth quarter. Badgers with the basketball. LaBarbera looks to the top of the key to Pospisilova. And a reach-around foul is going to be called on the Badgers.
Sharmek bringing Elise Pitts down to the ground, and Pitts is going to draw the offensive foul.
Sharmek, a pretty good player overall in this competition here tonight. 7 points, 5 of 5 perfect from the foul line. However, she does have 4 fouls. She'll check out for the Badgers. Valpo on the offensive end once again. Pitts controls, who goes to Ernest. Throws it to Saunders. Back to Pitts, who goes in the far side in the corner to Olivia Sims. Sims with the kick out. Pitts in the corner from downtown. Knocks it down.
Pitts finally able to get one to fall. She's had multiple good looks. I'm sure it's a sigh of relief for her to see one drop. Not sure why play stopped there.
Score stands still at 47-39. Beacon's down by 8 here in this competition. Thought for a second they might have counted it as a 2, but they don't. They keep it at a 3. Foul called on the interior on number 22, Leah Ernest, her second, team second.
Ernest hooking Williams to try to gain positioning, but it's going to get called for too much contact. Mary Evans is saying Williams is pushing, however.
LaBarbera, baseline near side, kicks out. Three-point attempt missed by Copeland, but a rebound on the offensive end for the Badgers. Inside look to Williams, left hand off the glass. She's get fouled on the shot attempt. That's going to be on number 33, Olivia Sims, her second, team's third.
Coach Evans wants an offensive foul. Looked like Williams did drop a shoulder into Sims, but Sims didn't have her feet set at all, so she will get called for block.
Williams going to the line once again here for the Badgers as she makes the first at the foul line. 3 of 3 so far is Williams here in this competition tonight. 48-39, Wisconsin up by 9. Make that 10. 4:12 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Valpo's looking to break inside to Wisconsin's lead.
Wisconsin has been great from the free throw line today, and it is a big reason why they have the lead right now.
Interante contains to Saunders, swings it left side to Pitts, who swings it right side to Eva Interante. Saunders back to Interante. Interante continues in, looks out, finds Pitts, swings near side to Saunders, who then kicks to Interante from the right side of the arc. That's no good, and a rebound pulled in by Sarah Williams. Leah Ernest almost getting a hand in there, but not able to get another hand in there to grab that basketball. Wilkie with a kick out. Wide open, Pospisilova just short of the iron. Saunders able to pull on a rebound for the Beacons. She's coming down the floor with speed. Stops, kicks out. Ernest drives in, left side, goes to the right side with a step-to-step, slides to the right and able to make that one up and in.
Ernest, 14 points, 13 rebounds today. Another double-double for Leah Ernest.
49-41, 3:10 left to go here in the fourth quarter. LaBarbera, near side kick to Copeland. Looks inside for Williams in the paint, offers up a shot. She gets fouled once again. That's going to be on Ava Interante this time, however, her third and the team's fourth here of this quarter. Beacons just one more foul. Actually, no more fouls really to give, as they'll be entering the double bonus after this one. If they foul once again, Williams perfect 4-4 from the foul line here in this game, as Katie Byer will check in for Valpo.
You'd think she's due to miss one at this point, shooting 68% from the free throw line this season.
I mean, really, when you look at it, free throw percentages, some players, you know, they'll go 0 of 10, and then the remainder of the season, they'll just make practically every free throw. Williams really seems to kind of be one of those players who might have struggled early in the season, but really worked on it and gained her composure for her free throw attempts. And she makes them both with just 3:03 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Beacon's got to contain as they're down by 10. Saunders for Valpo. Near side, right wing, Ernest to Saunders. Finally finds Byer on the far side, who goes to Pitts in the corner. Saunders contains, kicks it near side to Ava Interante. Interante continues down the floor baseline, tries looking out, finds Saunders in the near corner. Tries driving in. Kick out, finds Byer with a driving attempt, gets blocked away by Williams. Gets stuffed is what you like to say. Ball continuing down the floor, goes out of bounds. Valpo catching a break as LaBarbera couldn't get her break of her own as the ball fell out of bounds.
Williams jumping a lot on the inside. Valpo, there's a simple solution. They just have to pump fake and just not doing it on the inside, allowing Williams to get 4 blocks on the day.
Saunders at the point, kicks a Byer near side. Saunders from Iowa, not able to make that one up and in, as Christina Elu gets the rebound for Wisconsin. Tries to go cross court, underhand pass goes to the Badgers, but a foul's called before the underhand pass. That's going to be on number 3, Ava Interante for the Beacons once again. Her 4th, team's 5th. Regardless of the foul, the Badgers will be going to the line for Sanaya Copeland. Van Weldon checking in for Valpo. She'll check in for Katie Byer. Van Weldon will have really her first matchup with Sarah Williams on the opposing side. Olivia Brown checking in for Allie Saunders for Valpo as well.
Lots of subs.
And the Wisconsin Badgers also bringing in the sub of Brooke Schermeck.
Valpo just fouling too much in this fourth quarter, allowing Wisconsin to get to the free throw line quite a bit. And they're hitting their free throws, which is allowing them to almost walk away with this one.
Well, they were hitting their free throws until that attempt there by Copeland. Just 1 of 2 coming into this competition, as she misses the first. And she makes the second, splits the pair at the foul line. Still 50% on the season for Copeland. Didn't really raise or minus anything on that attempt. Ernest, Pitts to Brown. Pitts at the top of the key, swings it left side to Brown, who goes far side in the corner to Van Weldon. Brown contains, kicks to Pitts. Pitts swings it right side to Ernest, who swings it back to Pitts, swings it back to Ernest. Ernest continues in, loses control of the basketball. It's going to be a kickball violation. But the kickball is going to be called on Valpo, even though it didn't go off Leah Ernest's foot. Her foot really wasn't in the play as it hit Avery LaBarbera's foot.
Yeah, not 100% sure about that. I didn't see it go off of Ernest's foot at all. I mean, Valpo's wearing mostly yellow shoes, Wisconsin wearing red shoes, so it seems like you should be able to see that one. It was kind of a pinball action, but I thought it did hit a Wisconsin player first.
And looking at the replay, I'm towards the right side of me, and it doesn't even hit Lee Ernest's foot.
Oh.
So,
well, it's an 11-point game with 2 minutes left.
Exactly. So. You just definitely told me that. Actually, under 2 minutes, minute 40 left to go here in this game as Pospisilnova drives, kicks a Schermeck. She gets fouled in the shot attempt. Foul's going to be on number 25, Ella Van Weldon. Her first, and the team already allowing over 5 fouls here in this competition as Brooke Schermeck goes to the line here. She'll go for 2.
Van Weldon standing straight up on the contest there, but just unfortunate positioning as Schermeck was able to draw that contact in the restricted area, which is going to send her to the line.
Schermeck offers up the second, drains that one. She's perfect from the charity stripe so far here in this competition. 7 of 7. 7 of her 9 points coming from the foul line. Valpo looking for an answer back as it's a minute 30 seconds left to go. 54-41 the score as the Badgers lead. Foul's going to be called on the Badgers as well. Number 5, Julie Pospisilova. Her second and the team's third. Inbound from Pitts to Van Welden for the Beacons. Van Welden offers up a shot. She gets fouled. She'll go to the charity stripe for her own.
Good to see Van Welden be aggressive on the inside, jumping up for that pass and trying to back down the defender to get a post shot up. It's going to get her to the free throw line.
Van Welden with the foul shot. She'll be facing the band. And she drains the first. Nothing but net for Ella Van Welden. Came into this competition shooting 87% from the foul line.
Come on, Zach.
I said 87. I said percentages. Okay, we don't get into the deficits here. She had missed 1 coming into this game. Does that make it a little bit better? Maybe. Now she's missed 2 on the season after that attempt. Wilkie for the Badgers, then passes to LaBarba, far side of the floor. Minute 5 left to go here. Beacons down by 12 here in this game. Attempt with the underhand by Pospisilova, not able to get that one up and in, but a rebound pulled in by Shremek. Offers up a shot, goes out of bounds. Valpo will take over.
Pospisilova having a tough game today. Their leading scorer, their leader on offense, just could not seem to get anything to fall. 3 for 13 on the game, only 8 points.
Pitts tries, looks inside, finds Ernest at the 15-foot stripe with the drive in. Off the glass, falls through for Leah Ernest.
If only Leah Ernest was hitting those all game. A beautiful fading post shot for Leah Ernest.
The officials seeing that the game clock was continuing after the bucket by Ernest and stopped a little late. Resets at about a second, added back on. 48.5 seconds left to go here. Still 10-point game. Badgers lead here over the Beacons. Pospisilova crosses the timeline, signals up. Drives to the left side, loses control of the basketball as it was touched by Leah Ernest. Near side, Pospisilova with the inbound to LaBarbara. Drains it from downtown. Looks like this game just might be out of reach here for the Beacons. Of course, stay tuned for our LBJI postgame show following this competition. 13-point lead here for Wisconsin. Pospisilova looking to make it more. She drives on the turnover. She reaches a hand in there on a steal. Able to make that one up and in. Make that a 59-54 competition. Pitts drives down the floor, and a block from Shremek for the Badgers.
And Wisconsin has broken an unwritten rule.
Inbound tried to go to Olivia Brown, and Wilkie getting the inbound. And she's just going to dribble this one out for a Wisconsin win. 59-44 is going to be your final score here in Madison as the Badgers increase to a 7-14 record overall. Valpo's going to fall to a 3-14 overall record. But man, they kept up in the competition with this Wisconsin team. Really, it was just down to the final minutes. Really, the last 5 minutes of this competition, it was just back and forth action. Wisconsin just really maintained that 10-point lead and even increased it a little bit more here. 59-44, your final score here. We'll see if Mary Evans joins us here in our LBJI postgame show, as tonight's postgame show is brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. LBJI is proud to be the official team physicians of Valparaiso University Athletics, as it looks like we might not be joined by Mary Evans here on LBJI postgame show here at the Kohl Center. We're going to take a quick break here and break down this competition between Valparaiso and Wisconsin, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso women's basketball from Van Wagner. This is the Valpo Sports Network.
Ticket Smarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than Ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at Ticketsmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on Ticketsmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. Ticketsmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. Ticketsmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And flavored crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering flavored crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry?
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Experience all that John Deere has to offer at Castonia Tractor. Visit us online at castrac.com, castrac.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
And we're back here at the Kohl Center. The final score of this competition, 59-44, Badgers winning over the Beacons in women's basketball action. We're here at our post-game show, which, of course, every post-game show is brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. LBJI is proud to be the official team physicians of Valparaiso University Athletics. Looking into the men's side of things, before we get into the final score and some of the statistics of this competition, Noah, what's the score currently of the men's game against UNI?
Well, Zach, the last time we talked, Valpo was down by 19. It's a 7-point game, and there's still 12 minutes left to go. So Valpo bouncing back, getting that shooting percentage back up. Ben Krikke with 16 today. Good to see him get back on the offensive end. And Quentin Green finally hit a 3, so maybe he can get some momentum moving into that one. Max Nelson 2 for 5 from 3 as well. So hopefully Valpo can get the comeback, keep playing some solid defense. It's a very winnable game for the Beacons still.
Of course, tune into that game after we get done with our post-game show right here, LBJI post-game show. Check that one out on WVUR. You can find us practically on any music streaming app or tune in to 95.1 FM if you're in the 219 region. Looking into some of the stats of this game, we're going to start with the home team, the Wisconsin Badgers. Leading things in scoring was Sarah Williams. She had an 18-point competition, 6 of 11 from the field, a perfect 6 of 6 from the foul line for the Badgers. Right behind her was Pospisil in this competition, 10 points, 4-14 from the field. Really didn't see much out of her in this competition in terms of the offensive end, but she did have 7 rebounds and 10 points in this game, so really added her own overall for the Wisconsin Badgers. Schremek had 9 points, most of them coming from the charity stripe as she went 7 of 7 and pulled in 5 rebounds in that game. The Barbara with 7 points as well in this competition. 3 of 7 from the field, and looking as well, Copeland had 9 points, 3 of 6 from the field, went 2 of 5 from 3 in this competition for the Badgers. Falling right behind them was Wilkie with 6 points, 2 of 6 from the field, and 8 rebounds for Maddie Wilkie here in this competition. Another freshman, so a very young team for this Wisconsin Badgers team, able to take a win over the Beacons. We'll break down the Beacon stats here as well, as Leah Ernest led things once again here for the Beacons in scoring. Typically, we've seen Olivia Brown lead things for the Beacons in terms of the scoring column, but Leah Ernest taking the feat and being able to take that one up here. She had 16 points. One heck of a really good first quarter for Leah Ernest here for the Beacons. 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, and had 13 rebounds. Another double-double for Leah Ernest. One of the top players in terms of getting double-doubles here in the Valley is Leah Ernest. We've definitely seen that out of her in this competition tonight. Brown with 6 points, 2 of 6 from the field. 2 players with 5 points of Interante and Pitts. Olivia Sims with 4 points, as well as Katie Byer. Byer also pulling in 2 rebounds for the Beacons. Saunders with 3 points, 1 of 3 from the field. Kind of unlike her, as we're seeing Allie Saunders average 10 points a game. So bit of a different offensive strategy here for Mary Evans. Didn't fit into the playbook of Allie Saunders as well. And Van Welden offering up another point as she went 1 of 2 from the foul line. And Amateka played but did not score, as well as Jada Johnston and Maya Dunson here in this competition for Valpo. Beacon shot 31%, Wisconsin shot 36% here. Valpo shot 22% from 3, and Wisconsin pretty much a miserable 18% here in this competition. However, they're able to pull in a win over Valparaiso because Wisconsin really, they made their foul shots 17 of 19, 89% from the foul line. 69% was Valparaiso from the foul line. And really turnovers kind of came back within another aspect here for the Beacons. 22 turnovers for Valparaiso, 15 for Wisconsin, offering 24 points off of the 22 turnovers for the Badgers. 12 points off of the 15 turnovers were able to be pulled in by the Beacons here in this competition. 32 rebounds for Valpo, 35 for Wisconsin. Pretty much the same in terms of offensive rebounds, 8 and 7 for Valpo and Wisconsin alike. Valpo had 20 points in the paint. Wisconsin had 24 points in the paint to bring us to the final score of 59-44. And, Noah, this being a game that originally was scheduled December 22nd, right before Christmas, it's almost like it's a different competition. It's something that we're really not used to, especially in Valley playing number one. But number two, do you feel like this game, going up head-to-head, competing pretty much the entirety of this competition against Wisconsin, puts a little bit motivation back in this Beacon squad?
Yeah, totally. I mean, playing with a Big Ten team or a Power 5 team is always encouraging for a team. I know Valpo lost by 15, but it was a lot closer than that looks. And towards the end of that game, Valpo did have to kind of change their strategy, start shooting a lot more threes. They only shot 4 two-point shots in that fourth quarter because they were trying to claw back. They were down by 10. This game was a lot closer than we think. And like we said, looking ahead for that Illinois State game as well, Valpo very much will be able to hang in there. They just got to keep playing that solid defense like they did today for the most part. But they have to run that offense right. There's way too much standing around today, and that is not going to cut it.
And the thing about the offense is, it's slow-paced, and a lot of the time it's kind of one of those, I'm going to stand here until the shot clock gets down about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Then we're going to start the play. That's 20 seconds off the shot clock. That's also 20 seconds off the game clock, which towards the end of the game really comes into a big perspective on how much time you have left. I mean, if they had a little bit more time to come back within that 10-point deficit, it would have been a much different game. I mean, the Beacon's still offering up 48 shots. Wisconsin's still 53. So really the shot totals isn't the problem. It's just that they really hold the basketball quite too often and really too long on the floor as well. One other thing to look at, Noah, too, Wisconsin held with Illinois State. They lost to the Redbirds, but it was only by a single-digit margin. Do you think that makes a big impact as well for the Beacons going against Illinois State?
Yeah, I think that's encouraging. I think Valpo is going to the locker room thinking, dang, we should have won that game.
Right.
I think they definitely know that they could have won that game, and I think they could have won this game as well. But I think that will come in for encouragement against Illinois State as well. I'm sure Illinois State's going to be thinking, oh, well, we beat Wisconsin. Valpo lost by 15.
Right.
So I think Valpo's going to come in with that fire that, hey, let's take down number one again.
Right.
Again. So they did it last year against Southern Illinois. They did it against Missouri State, who was at number one and then slipped to number two during the game, I think. They were at number one. But now Illinois State's going to be coming in at number one. But looking like we're going to have a pretty big student section turnout as well on Friday. So hopefully develop a home court advantage for the Beacons.
And, we'll get into that little aspect towards the end of this after I ask you just this one question before we're going to head to that as well. If you take one improvement that Valpo needs to make coming into their next competition against Illinois State, what would you make that one improvement?
I mean, running the offense. When you don't run the offense that you've been working on all season long, it just looks like they are lost sometimes.
Right.
And I know they have it in them. I think Coach Evans might need to simplify that offense a little bit more, not come into the game with 15 different sets they want to run, maybe with 5 or 6. Because it's hard to remember all those at once. I don't care how much you study. It's very hard to get 100% all that. Because when you're running an offense, you want to be 100%.
Right.
And it's not like a test where, let's say I'm taking a nursing exam. Shout out to my girlfriend. But, when you want to do well, you're happy when you get an 85 or higher.
Right.
That's when you're like, yes, I did great. But when you're running an offense in basketball, you got to do everything right all the time. You can't do 85%. You're not going to win with 85%. You're going to win with 100% confidence in running your offense and running the plays. And it's also all 5 people have to do it at once. It's not just one. It's a team. Everybody needs to do it. This is a team-based offense where there is no one key player where you're going to stand and watch, run an ISO, and hit a step-back 3 in someone's face. So everyone just needs to focus and think, what is the play we're running? let's talk, let's do that. And when we run these plays properly, as the team saying it, I'm not saying that I'm on the team.
Right.
At Paul. But when they run it right, it usually leads to scoring. Some of their best offense of the year was against Missouri State, and they handled them perfectly. And I think Illinois State is going to be a similar comparison in terms of talent.
And, one thing to look at, too, on the opposite side to Wisconsin side, they're going to be taking on Northwestern in a Big Ten matchup. That'll be here at the Kohl Center on the 29th. That'll be a Sunday game for the Badgers. That's going to be a very tough matchup as Northwestern beat the Beacons by over 30 in that competition, and they just straggled to beat them by 15. It really was just kind of the last-second points that Wisconsin added on to really bring it to as big of a deficit as it was. It really wasn't a 15-point game. Most of the time it was an 8-point game or a 6-point game in terms of the deficit. So they've got a tough matchup coming, but Valpo on the opposite side also has a tough matchup against Illinois State as well.
Yeah, for Wisconsin, too, I think it's going to be interesting. Northwestern and Wisconsin, both very similar in the way they play. Both teams have very talented bigs down low that can play like guards pretty much. And both of them running with a 2-3 zone as well. And I think that is what's going to come down to as well. Valpo just can't really seem to be a 2-3 zone as well. I was going to say it earlier. I just remembered to talk about it. It's just the one big player down low. Valpo just does not really seem to find an answer for that and just can't quite to figure out the offense.
Right, and I mean, they're really looking forward to kind of figuring out the offense, kind of fitting the puzzle pieces in the right places. I mean, right now it seems like they've got half a puzzle, but they don't know how to finish the middle. They're kind of looking for the inside like, all right, well, we're going to try to figure out how we're going to finish this one, and then they kind of just leave it. So if they can finish that puzzle piece, kind of finally figure out where the pieces lie, I think that's going to be a big thing going into Illinois State. Any final thoughts, Noah, before we close things out here on our postgame show?
One player I want to point out for today, Katie Byer. She only had 4 points, went 2 for 7 on the game. 2 of those are threes, so 2 for 5 down low. One of those she barely missed. Another one, if she pump faked, she would have had a wide open layup. But it was a good to see her kind of get some minutes on the court against a talented team and able to show what she's capable of, because she will be that starting center next year when Maya Dunson graduates. And I saw a lot of flashes of what she is capable of and stuff she can do down low with her footwork and her touch at the rim. And it's a positive for next season, and I'm excited to see what she can do. Looking to the future next year, as obviously Maya Dunson is going to be getting the bulk of the time at the 5 position. Tough game for her as well. Got socked in the gut and went down. Only played 12 minutes today. Played a little bit towards the end, but looked like she was struggling out there. But it's going to be it's a weird schedule right now. Just a conference and then one non-conference game and then back to conference. But looking forward to that Illinois State game. There's a $500 gift card for the student organization that has the biggest turnout on the line. So hopefully the students will show up for that game, and it should be a fun time. I'll be there. Zach, you'll be calling the game with one of my other favorites, James Dorr.
Yeah, you kind of already gave away the splash, if you'd like to put it that way.
Sorry. But the bubbler.
The bubbler. Oh, yes, we're in Wisconsin. I completely forgot.
Well, I can't wait to have my cheese curds after this game, Zach.
And I can't either. I'm really excited about that. 3-14, the Beacons will fall to that record, and the Badgers will increase to a 7-14 record on the season. So Valpo is going to be taking on Illinois State in their next competition, as we hope you tune into the Valpo Sports Radio Network on the 27th as the women's team will take on the Redbirds. As myself, Zach Collins, and James Dorr will have that call for you at 6 p.m. with the pregame show starting at 5:35 p.m. We'd like to give a quick shout-out to our sponsors who made today's broadcast possible, including Calumet Brewing, Gastonia Tractor, Wings, etc., Lakeshore Bone and Joint, Northwest Health, First Source Bank, Hungry Howie's, Culver's, IBEW, Royal Excursion, and Ticket Smarter. This Valparaiso women's basketball broadcast has been an exclusive presentation of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment. The general manager of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment for Valpo Athletics is Blair Minton. This broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Valparaiso women's basketball right here on WVUR The Source 95, as well as the WVUR YouTube page. and any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of WVUR is prohibited. The general manager of WVUR is myself, Zach Collins. The sports director for WVUR is Noah Godsell, who is right beside me, and the assistant sports director for WVUR is Soren Burkholder, who will be calling the Saturday contest with Noah Godsell. Once again, your final score here from the Kohl Center, Wisconsin 59, Valparaiso 44. For Noah Godsell, I'm Zach Collins. Thank you for listening to another presentation of Valparaiso Beacons basketball right here on the Valpo Sports Network. Enjoy what is left of your Wednesday and stay safe, as we'll see you back on WVUR Friday as we say so long from the Mad City. That was another presentation of Valparaiso Beacon Athletics on WVUR The Source 95, the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of WVUR The Source 95 is prohibited. We thank you for listening to today's contest as we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming on WVUR The Source 95 Valparaiso, the official home of Beacon Athletics.